is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com. Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestead from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Hello, I'm Steve Funningsland, consumer lender at First Western Bank and Trust and sports enthusiast. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork in their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know, who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Planet Pizza. Systems go for lunch. Frequent supper times a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun. There's room for everyone. From me and Ariel to Planet Pizza.
Listen, your wedding day is the biggest day of your life. That's why you need to talk with Nick Hulberg from Pro Style Production DJ Services. The experience, the voice, the setup, you won't be disappointed. 15 years of big arena hosting, announcing, and DJing speaks for itself. PSP DJ Services also handles premier events, reunions, or parties. Call 833-1007 or visit ProStyleProduction.com to book now. PSP DJ Services. Make your event Pro Style.
At Premier Chiropractic, we are dedicated to achieving the best results possible for our patients through the most cutting-edge advances in natural healthcare today. Improving movement, function, and health, improving life.
Call to schedule your appointment today.
Hi, my name is Marshall Knopp. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
Pro Style Production. Pro Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
This broadcast on the Pro Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by ProStyleProduction.com. It's time for Minot High Magicians Hockey.
Comes down low to the near side. Bennett walks out with it. Bennett centering, feed, fires, and Easton Bennett
one goal in mind.
Face off one back to the Knights. Minot High is winning the state title. They have won the state championship.
This broadcast on the Pro Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by IMM, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, Souris Valley Dental, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Thrifty White Drug, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, Buffalo Wild Wings, Pimento Orthodontics, Bremer Bank, Minot Hockey Boosters, the UPS Store, Planet Pizza, First International Bank and Trust, Tecta America Dakotas, Elevation, First Western Bank and Trust, and Pro Style Production DJ Services.
The point, Hyde sends it down. Bennett, top shelf backhand, right where Grandma keeps the cookies, and it's 5-1. Out of Gretzky's office, Bennett feeds Hyde at the line, near side. Hyde shoots it in, tipped in front. Vile tucks it home, and it's 5-1. Bian's handling, whistling, firing into the glove. No, he scored. It's 2-0. Heads, tattoos at home, and the Magicians lead.
It's time for the Minot High Magician Hockey Planet Pizza pregame show. Planet Pizza, the area's ultimate party location, has been serving the Magic City for over 20 years. Call and order now at 701-852-1700.
Colby Ends will start the rush. Ends has a big hit at center ice. Welcome to senior night. Plenty of noise. Easton Bennett absolutely lights up Ruley. There's the hit of the game, maybe of the week.
Now, let's go to the ice with the voice of the Magi. Here's Nick Hulberg.
In late November with a winter storm warning for the Magic City, there aren't many things that will bring you out of the house. One of them, of course, will. It's Minot High Magicians Hockey, and it's the opener for the 2018-2019 campaign. We are live from Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena for another season of Magi Hockey. Welcome into the Planet Pizza pregame show. Planet Pizza, the area's ultimate party location for school parties, team parties, birthday parties, and so much more. They truly are out of this world. Check out their lunch buffet tomorrow. Planet Pizza, the best pizza in the Magic City. It's been that way for over 20 years. I'm Nick Hulberg, the voice of Magi Hockey, back for season number 7 on the airwaves for the Magi, and just tickled pink and thrilled as always to join into the broadcast now and bring in the gentleman that sits to my right. It's been 7 years for me behind the mic. It's been a few more for you. It's Mr. Larry McFall. Larry, welcome back to the broadcast. Couldn't be more thrilled to have you along. What do you expect out of tonight's broadcast? And isn't there something special to be said about Magi Hockey once we get the ball rolling and that smell of the jerseys and the school song that plays at the start of the night? Something special about it.
Yeah, well, you're right on the smell of the jerseys. I had to go in their locker room the other day to make sure the paper products were in there, and I got a good whiff of those. There's definitely a smell of the jerseys in the air. But it seems like the winter creeped up on quite a few of us this year. I mean, we kind of didn't really have a good fall as far as weather goes, but all of a sudden Thanksgiving comes, going like, what the heck happened? And now here it rolls into the high school hockey season. Some of the teams have already played a few games. This is Minot High's opener tonight here at the Mesa Arena. And the Mandan Braves last year, not a good season at all, Nick, going 1-11-2 in the West and 6-15-2 overall. And it was not a good season for former magician Leif Matson's team. But we talked to him a little bit ago when he was up here in the press box. Things have already started out good in their high school hockey season. They got a big 3-2 win over Jamestown that really hopefully got them going in the right direction according to Coach Matson.
Yeah, it's interesting when you return back to hockey and you start to talk to the coaches and you start to talk to people involved, and all of a sudden some memories came back earlier on for me tonight. And you look back to last year for the Magi, and over the last 5 years, let me just prelude this by saying over the last 5 years, the Magicians have become a contender for a state title. They won one in 2015, only the third time in history that the West region of North Dakota high school hockey's ever won one. We won the first back in 92. We wait plenty of years, 23 to be exact, to win another one in 2015. They win that state title. They're a contender. We come to the last year where Minot High is a team that is in the mix for the top 3 in the West Region. We get to the West Region tournament on our home ice. We lose to Bismarck High on Friday night in the semis. We play a Dickinson team that's gritty and good, but not that quote-unquote good as we thought they might be. They ended up knocking the Magicians around last year 6-1, and Minot High doesn't qualify for the state high school hockey tournament. A bit of a shocker last year here on their home ice. What do you think the Magicians look to do here in 2018-2019 to make sure that they don't have that same embarrassment that rarely ever happens in maroon and gold sweaters?
Well, but when you look at the season closer, they were just barely a 500 team. They were 10-4 in the West, but overall they were 12-11-1. And so some of the hockey purists didn't really expect maybe as much last year as I know you did and quite a few other fans did as well. But I think what happened last year was Minot High wasn't very close in their 3 regular season games against Bismarck. They were pretty one-sided. And then here at home, first time ever for a West Region in this Pepsi Arena, the Magicians battled Bismarck as good as they could. They were down 2-1 going into the third period of a very tight game, and then a couple of power plays, I think, did the Magicians in. It was one of those things, Nick, where as an athlete, now the next day you have to get up for Dickinson. Not making any excuses for them, but they played their heart out against Bismarck High and fell short, and that might have been it for them even before that Dickinson game started, as that turned out to be a little one-sided. To answer your question, you can't think about that at all. If you're going to go forward into this season, you can't think about the disarray and the dismay from the end of last year. You have to take this bunch of players, which now is very experienced for Minot High, and move forward. And this Mandan team might be the best way for Minot High to get going, as they beat this club 7-0 and 6-2 last year.
Well, the coaches of the other teams in the West Region sure think back to last year, and they were all polled on who the top teams in the West Region are. They do that across the state of North Dakota to figure out who the top teams in high school hockey are. Unanimous decision. Grand Forks Central's where it's at. We'll talk about the state as a whole in a moment. But on the western side of North Dakota, it's unanimous that they think that Bismarck Century, I'm talking they as in the coaches of North Dakota high school hockey, they think that Century's the team to beat. Well, good reason. They lost in the state title game by 2 goals to Central last year. They think Bismarck High's number 2. They've got Dickinson and Minot High pegged as the number 3 spot in a 2-way tie in that poll for the 3rd place position in West Region high school hockey. So those coaches thinking back to last year, knowing that Dickinson returns a handful of those guys that knocked Minot High out of a state tournament berth for only, I believe, maybe the 5th time in school history since they first made it there. You could talk about that a little bit more as the broadcast continues. But after Minot High and Dickinson, they've got Jamestown ranked number 5. Mandan, the number 6 team in the West Region, according to the coach's thoughts before the year starts. Botno Rugby, number 7. Williston, number 8. Hazen-Beulah, number 9. They will be the automatic number 9 seed again, playing an alternate schedule due to the fact of numbers there at Hazen-Beulah. Your thoughts on the coach's poll? Any real arguments across the ladder with Century number 1, Bismarck High 2, Dickinson and Minot 3. That puts Jamestown at 5, Mandan at 6, Botno Rugby at 7, Williston at 8, Hazen at 9?
No, I think that's as close as they can get it. But, you know, the high school hockey changes so much, and you graduate 12, 13 players a year on most years. You're coming into the next year with pretty much a brand new team. And, of course, I think the Magicians this year had 3 players again that moved on to AAA junior hockey instead of staying in Minot and playing for the Magicians, and that hurts them a little bit. Some players that they maybe thought they might be getting from the Bantams have now moved out. But, no, I think that's pretty close. And I know the Minot fans are going to be disappointed and might maybe argue that a little bit. Well, we all know, like you hit it right on the head, Dickinson beat Minot the last game last season. People don't forget that. Now you have to prove, if you think you're better than them, you have to go out and prove that again. So Minot's not really going to get a whole bunch of love from any of the other coaches until this young team today now can go on out and prove that they're going to be a player in the West.
Let's take a look at the east side of the state, Larry, and Again, it's Grand Forks Central receiving 8 of the 9 first-place votes over on the east side of North Dakota. Grand Forks Red River, the number 2 team over on the east side of the state. This is according to the coaches. Again, if you're just joining us, Fargo Davies number 3, Fargo South Shanley number 4, tied with Fargo North, both receiving 70 points in the voting over there. Grafton Park River, the Spoilers, they think that they're the number 6 team in the east side of North Dakota. Devils Lake, who we'll see on Thursday night, comes in at number 7. West Fargo at number 8. West Fargo Cheyenne at number 9. And Mayville Portland, a new team to North Dakota high school hockey this year that has been in the junior gold ranks for many years. Number 10, they'll kind of take that same approach as Hayes and Beulah with low numbers here in 2018-2019. I know the Grand Forks Central is supposed to be the real deal. You had a stat earlier on tonight that Central got into a game against a Minnesota team earlier on this year to start the season. What was the outcome there?
And I'm not real well versed on Minnesota high school hockey, so listeners out there might maybe A, get me for the pronunciation of this team, and B, they might know a little more information than I do. But the Grand Forks took on a team called Orano. It's spelled O-R-O-N-O. And I guess they were a state champion last year, or at least in the championship game, I think. I didn't have time to research that. I wish I would have. And Grand Forks Central beat them 10-0.
Man.
And so they're pretty much a powerhouse in the East again. And Bob Gillen, who is the North Dakota high school statistician for high school hockey, I asked him the other day, I said, well, is Grand Forks Red River even close? And Bob just looked at me and shook his head and goes, no. I mean, those two teams probably aren't even going to be close. So it looks like Grand Forks Central's to lose again this year. And I've heard some people say, well, why are they even going to play the whole season then? Why is everybody even going to play the whole season? Well, you have to play the season. And on paper right now it's Grand Forks Central, but maybe one of these 9 West Region teams or one of the 10 East Region teams might have something to say about that before the season's over.
Well, that's why we play the games. We get it started tonight, a West Region affair. It's Minot High in Mandan to open the 2018-2019 campaign live at the Pepsi Rink. Larry McFall, myself, Nick Hulberg will have the call for you right here on ProStyleProduction.com and at 1390 KRRZ. More of the Planet Pizza pregame show when we return. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
This broadcast on the Pro Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Hi, my name is Marshall Knop. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
Planet Pizza. 4 systems go for lunch. Frequent supper time's a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. Tony and Mary at Planet Pizza. Planet Pizza.
They have a combined 1 win and goal for the Magi, but have some of the most legendary calls on the radio for the Magicians. Here's the voices of Magi hockey, Nick Hulberg and Larry McFall.
Planet Pizza pregame show rolls on for the home opener for the 2018-2019 campaign for Minot High Magicians hockey. You heard it in the intro, Nick Hulberg alongside of Larry McFall. And to be fair, Larry, that 1 win was a big win for you back in 1978.
It wasn't 1978. It was 1976. Yeah, it was actually a big win over Bismarck Century in the game that I actually got to play in. And I won't tell you how I even got in the game because it's actually sad, pretty sad. But, I think I got another one against Bismarck St. Mary's in 74. So I think actually you and I have 2 wins in varsity hockey between us. I think I had a second win.
We'll have to have the audio technician remake that intro bumper. Let's talk about tonight's game. It's the Mandan Braves in town to take on the Magi from Minot High. And the beauty of high school hockey, just like college hockey, just like the junior ranks, is that there's turnover. Every 4 years you're going to get a whole crop of players that are brand new and fresh to the Magicians. Watching this Magicians team in practice this week, I've been pretty excited, leading up to this week, I should say. I've been pretty excited with the compete level and the skill level. We'll hear from Jason Bennett in a moment, but this is a really quick hockey team that's got a much different identity than the Magicians from last year. It kind of goes back to a few years back, the Quinn Fuchs era maybe, where they've got some skill and they've got some speed. What do you expect out of Minot High this year, and what do you know about some of these younger guys? It's a pretty young hockey team.
Well, the talent level is slowly growing in the Pee Wee and the Bantam level. And this year they actually got, I believe, about 30-plus skaters that came out, which was one of the largest turnouts, I think, in the last few years. So that creates more competition. That creates players having to work harder to win their spots. And so just that alone is going to make the whole team in general a little bit better. Just knowing that, your spot's not secure now, you might have to beat somebody out. And I think that is going to be a key factor. And same as you, working out here, I get to watch them practice quite a bit. And they seem to be a little quicker on the puck. It just seems like the reaction time. I think these athletes have had another year to improve, and all the camps they go to, of course, during the summer. And I just really think that the karma and the chemistry on this team looks like it's going to be pretty good.
Well, when you look at the back end for this Magicians club, they are young. They're not returning a whole bunch on the back end. Josh Drady comes back, but he's injured and out of the lineup tonight. They've also got Hertz on the back end and Voller, who played a little bit last year. But you're looking at a sophomore in Bonebrink, Opperud, Tice, and Thongfet. Then you've got Voller, who's a junior, and Hertz is a senior. So out of that back-end core of the 6 of them back there, 3 of them are sophomores. 4 of them are sophomores, Then you've got a junior in Voller that didn't log a whole bunch of time, and Hertz that played as a junior last year that was pretty pivotal back there for them. And then up on the front side, you've got Kyler Stenberg, Mason Deal, and Jack Plemmel. That's line number 1 for the Magi. That's how they've got him pegged on the lineup sheet and the scout sheet tonight. Deal's a player that definitely has some skill. Plemmel really came into his own last year looking for a big junior year. Then Kyler Stenberg led the team in scoring goals last year. He'll be up on the left side on the starting unit. Then line number 2 looks like this, and this is one that I'm excited about. You want to talk about some speed. You've got Peyton Fillion in the middle with Nick Murphy on the outside on the left wing. And starting up front on the right side, there's a gentleman back in the lineup by the name of Morelli, which excites a lot of people in the hockey community. That's line number 2. Hunter Cope with Hauser and Hillman. That's line number 3. That's one senior in Hunter Cope. Hauser and Hillman are a pair of sophomores. And then the 4th line is Acree, who's a junior, Feld, who's a sophomore, and Luck, who is a freshman. So, again, it's a very young hockey team for the Magi. We'll see how they do tonight in their opener. They go back to a familiar goaltender in between the pipes, and that's Odin Nelson. the senior, gets the call tonight. And Odie's been a kid that throughout his career at Minot High, which started back at the end of Bray Effort's era and Bray Effort's dominance, where he played for 3 years. Odie Nelson was the freshman goalkeeper for the Magi that only played in one game as a freshman. From that time, Odie Nelson has logged the majority of the minutes, almost all the minutes for the Magi over the last 3 years. Odie Nelson's a kid that definitely can win some big games. They'll look for him tonight to be good and throughout this campaign. There's what you're going to get out of the Magi. The coaches are back. It's Jason Bennett and John Grubb, the co-head coaches, back for year number 5, along with Jordan Willert, the assistant coach, who's back again. And when you talk about a coaching staff and names in the program, Willert, Grubb, Bennett, those are 3 of the best to ever suit up for the Magi. They're under good leadership. It's going to be a fun year for the Magi. What do you predict for the 2018-2019 season? Do we get back to the Ralph Engelstad Arena is the big question.
Well, that 4th spot is always the spot that's going to be up for grabs if people are thinking Century and Bismarck 1 and 2. So it's way too early to tell that. We just have to see how they roll through December here in January and get themselves set up. You had mentioned that Kyler Stenberg scored the most goals last year with 11. He was actually the second leading scorer on the team. He added 11 assists for 22 points. And Mason Deal was 4th on the team last night, 10 and 9 for 19. So they do have some scoring punch coming back. I agree with you with Odin Nelson, but this Sortland was a Bantam A goalie, and he looks really good in practice. In fact, early last week, I had quite a few people around here telling me they thought he might maybe start. So to have him there, and then, of course, Jordan Love, tough goalie last year, shared the time with Odin Nelson. He is still on the roster, obviously, as well as a junior. He's battling for those top 2 spots. So I think the goaltending is probably solid this year. A little, Odin's got more experience. Jordan's got more experience. We all know that Sortland was an outstanding Bantam goalie. So I think the goaltending's okay. I agree with you. The only thing that might maybe be a little rocky to start's the defense. So we'll watch and see how that comes out. And if these young sophomores can play well, it might be a vast improved Minot High team from last year.
They're looking for a win tonight to open up the season. The Mandan Braves are in town for game number 1 of the schedule of the 2018-2019 campaign. This is the Planet Pizza pregame show. By the way, you can call for free delivery at Planet Pizza. That pizza is so delicious. 701-852-1700. I recommend the Blue Buffalo, or try the stuffed breadsticks, pepperoni, pineapple, jalapeno inside of a breadstick. It's fantastic stuff. They bring you the pregame show tonight. Again, 701-852-1700. They do deliver for free. Nothing better on a cold night than a Planet Pizza and some Magician hockey. We'll come back and hear from the head coach of the Magi, Jason Bennett, when we return. It's a West Region affair. Mandan and Minot High. They started off tonight. This is Magi Hockey.
At First Western Bank and Trust and sports enthusiasts. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork and their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know, who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Supper time's a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. From me and Marianne to Planet Pizza. Space for fun. Planet Pizza.
It's time for the Planet Pizza pregame Coach's Corner. Get your game plan for laser tag in the largest laser tag playground in the region. Did we mention the cheesy, delicious, mouth-watering first bite of a Planet Pizza pizza? Now, here's the matchup's insight with the Planet Pizza Coach's Corner.
Time for the Planet Pizza Coach's Corner for the opener of the 2018-2019 season for Minot High Magicians Hockey. Nick Hulberg alongside of Coach Jason Bennett. And first of all, welcome back to Pepsi Rink here at Mesa Arena. How was the offseason for you?
It was good. It always seems like it's never long enough, but it's never short enough either. So it's kind of a happy medium, and we're ready to get back at it this year.
I know we don't need to bring up a bad ending to last year, but man, you guys had a number 1 finish in the West region, then a number 2, then a number 3 finish last year, the last 3 seasons, but didn't make the state tournament. The disappointment factor last year is something that probably can't even be described, but how hungry does that make you and this club for 2018-2019 to maybe prove a point?
We lost a lot of seniors. I think we had 12 seniors on last year's team, but we do return a lot of guys, and as we've mentioned and talked about, we really haven't talked about last year at all. It's a new team with a bunch of new faces, but the guys that were here last year, I think there is extra motivation for them, not qualifying for state. I think it's only the 3rd time in probably about the last 20 years that's happened. So it was unfortunate. We got caught on an off day, and Dickinson played good hockey, and they beat us. And you nod their head to them, and you move forward and you prepare for this year.
When the coaches got together and voted on who they thought the top teams in the West region were, Bismarck Century was number 1, High number 2. Dickinson and Minot tied for that number 3 spot. Do you think that's a fair assessment of where these teams in the West region will be? Are you guys a number 4 team in the West coming into this year?
I think we're a top 3 team. We fared pretty well against Bismarck High and Century at the Jamboree. But Dickinson returned most everybody from the team that knocked us out of the state tournament last year. So, like we said, give them credit. They beat us last year when it mattered. They got the guys back. We got new guys. So that's why you play the games, I guess.
First look at the club here tonight in regular season play, but you guys had the Jamboree down in Bismarck. Anything stand off the paper or stand out of those contests for you down in the Jamboree in Bismarck a couple weeks back?
We've got 12, 13, 14 forwards, in our lineup, and they can all skate. This might be probably the best skating team Minot High's had in the last, 5-6 years. From top to bottom, forward number 1, forward number 12. They get up and down the ice. There's no liabilities in terms of that. Physicality, we saw that against Bismarck High. Push kind of came to shove a little bit in the Jamboree, and some of these sophomores stepped up and laid some licks and defended teammates, and that's good to see.
On to the back end for you guys. Odie Nelson, Trey Sortland, and Jordan Love are your 3 goaltenders. Odie Nelson is a guy that's been around now here for 4 years of Minot High Magicians hockey. What do you expect out of Odie this year and a night like tonight in the opener against Mandan?
It's a senior year, and every year there's a progression, and every year you go from being a freshman to a sophomore to a junior to a senior. You expect improvement. You expect kids to improve. We saw flashes of greatness last year from Odin, and that's what we'll look for him to build on this year. We know when he's on his game, he can be one of the top 2 or 3 goalies in the region, if not the state. And that's what we're looking for early in the year, Odin. And the Sortland kid, he's young, he's a sophomore. He's looked pretty well in tryouts, and he's going to back up varsity tonight, and he might get the nod on Thursday, non-conference game.
When you look at this Mandan club coached by Leif Matson, a former Minot High Magician himself, they lose a couple guys in Quinn Holstengard and Keaton Skitland Jr. They've got Jackson Zittelman back. He's their leading point getter from last year. What do you expect out of the Braves tonight? What do you have to do if you want to pick up a win in region play to start the year?
They got that Zittelman kid. It seems like they've had Zittelman kids for about the last 15 years, and they just keep producing them. We need to play our game. I think, we don't need to focus on what Mandan's got or what Mandan's going to do. Like we said, we're young, we're fast, we're physical. We hound pucks, which is something, it's kind of a breath of fresh air here, the work ethic and the tenacious puck pressure that we've seen in practice in the Jamboree. And I think we do that. We're the first guy in the puck, and we're a possession team, I think, this year, and good things will happen for us.
Sure appreciate your time tonight. Feels great to be back at Pepsi Rink for Minot High Magicians hockey, and best of luck in the West Region Affair.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
That's Jason Bennett, co-head coach of the Minot High Magicians. When we come back to the Planet Pizza pregame show, we'll dive further into the matchup. A West Region Affair tonight. It's the Mandan Braves and the Magi from Minot High. This is Minot High Magicians hockey.
Planet Pizza. 4 systems go for lunch. Frequent supper times a crunch. 2 T-minus now. It's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun. There's room for everyone. From me and area to Planet Pizza. Space for fun. Planet Pizza.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
God bless our servicemen and women. God bless our veterans. God bless America. It's high school hockey night tonight in the Magic City. We're live at the Pepsi Rink as Minot High hosts Mandan for the 2018-2019 season opener. I'm Nick Hulberg alongside of Larry McFall as we put a cap on the Planet Pizza pregame show. Planet Pizza, the area's ultimate party location for school parties, team parties, birthday parties, and so much more. They truly are out of this world. Jersey Johnson and Aaron Olson, by the way, and that rendition of our national anthem. Something about that song at the hockey rink that just gives you goosebumps as both teams huddle around each goaltender. Larry, final thoughts as we get ready for tonight's matchup in the West Region.
Just wanted to get everybody a score from down in Bismarck. The Jets are down there. They just got a goal from Enns at the 10:36 mark of the first period. And after one period of play now, it's the Blizzard and the Jets are tied at 1-1 after one period. And that would be a big one for the Jets if they can stay with the tough Bismarck Blizzard tonight down in Bismarck.
Minot Highs in their home whites tonight with maroon helmets, pants, and gloves. The big M across the chest. The numbers on the side trimmed in Vegas gold. Mandan's in all black. Black helmets, pants, and gloves. It says Mandan on the top, Braves on the bottom with the Indian Warhead in the middle. Minot High from the right to the left of the radio dial, and we are underway as the Magi brought it in off the opening draw with that top line of Deal Plemmel, along with number 22 for the Magi, Kyler Stenberg, with a jersey change this year. There's a few of those. Nick Murphy into the number 9 uniform here this year. Also into the offensive zone for the Braves. Here's the drive coming on Odie Nelson's blocker side. Odie in the blue paint to the right. It's Mason Mattern into the blue paint to the left as you're looking at your computer screen or radio dial here this evening. Plemmel's in over the blue line. Whistled one towards Mattern on the blocker's side. Hit traffic, and it's back in behind the net where with real estate, Ryan Blowers controls the puck. He moves it to the near side wing up through center ice into the Magi zone. And back on the retrieve is Tanner Voller for the Magicians. He bumps it up the near side wall and right back at center ice. The Magi cross over neutral with Aiden Morelli. He walks it over the blue line and ups it back in behind Matter. We're a minute 10 seconds into the contest tonight. Scoreless hockey game in the West Region opener for the Magi tonight. Thanks a lot for joining us on ProStyleProduction.com and at Cars 1390 AM. Slap shot from Voller from the point was blocked, and then it's sent the length of the ice by the Braves. Our first icing with 15:36 to play to scoreless first.
Plemmel and Stenberg already doing a lot of good physical things down there behind the Mandan net. And Plemmel actually right off the bat, a wraparound shot that almost beat the goaltender's skate to the post. So right now the Magicians throwing their weight around early behind the Mandan net.
Face-off on the glove side of Matter, offensive zone for the Magi. It's taken by Aiden Morelli off the top of the glass, right above the gooseneck implement side of the dasher boards. That's deep in the zone, but it's brought back out to center ice by the Braves, and they carry it about in high territory. Right in front of the best-dressed coaching staff in the West region. The Minot Magicians, Jason Bennett, John Grubb, and Jordan Willard. 5th year as co-head coaches for Grubb and Jason Bennett. They look onward here as 2 minutes approaches complete in period number 1. Into the offensive zone for the Braves, carrying in. That was Parker Zander, centering feed in front of the net. That one whistled up and just wide on Odie's glove side. Excellent look there for Brecken Fay. Just couldn't find the net. He's got it behind the cage. Odie's blocker's side. Back to the point. One-timer coming. That one sent just wide off the boomer there from Josh Moe as Mandan puts some pressure on as the Magicians' Hunter Cope tries to clear. He does, up to Nick Murphy. And right back at center, it's sailed in by the Braves on Odie Nelson's glove side. Back behind the Magi net, picking it up here. This is Ben Bonebreak. He sends it back across to the far side. Wigan trying to clear the zone for the Magi as Hillman. And Hillman now pushes out to center with some help. And it's Derwin Hauser that's into the offensive zone. Across the drive coming. That one whistled up and over the glove of Mason Mattern. Here with 14:09 to play in a scoreless first period. Teeter-totter match in the old school West Region affair tonight as the Braves have the puck in their own defensive zone. They try to bring it ahead forward with Nate Lillis. He does, up through center ice, over the center ice checkered stripe, and sent right back in by the Magi. They're going to get a 1-for-5 change as the puck is down into the offensive zone for the Magicians where the Braves have it. Deal takes it away right in on Mattern. He's going to cover it up and hang tight to it.
Nice steal there by Deal. He almost got a chance to go in alone, but the puck beat him to the goaltender, and covering up for the faceoff in his own zone is Mattern. Former Mr. Hockey Darren Medler up on the mezzanine watching the action here tonight. Don't see Darren around the old pond here anymore very often.
So another Mr. Hockey winner, Tom Fillion, in the house tonight. Of course, his son.
Oh, that's right. There's 2 of them in here.
Peyton Fillion plays for the Magi. His line's not out right now. It's the top unit of Plemmel along with Kyler Stenberg and Mason Deal that are on the forecheck in the offensive zone. Back in behind Mason Mattern. Up to the point. The puck sailed across to Thongfent. That's Gabe that sends it down into the blocker's side corner. It's ping-ponged right back up to him at neutral ice. And now it's Tice that plays catch with his D partner Thongfent and moves it ahead forward, trying to reach Kyler Stenberg, but this one comes down for an icing. We're exactly 4 minutes in, still scoreless at the Pepsi Rink.
Both teams having a little bit of trouble right now, Nick, with having that first pass hit a stick on the way out of their own zones. Always crucial to get that lead pass out of the zone, and right now both teams struggling with that just a little bit here at the start of the season.
Faceoff is on Odie Nelson's blocker's side, won by the Braves, fired in. Odie makes the stop as he went down to the Bauer pad. Odie wears the same pads that he wore last year. They're white with the yellow trim. They're Bauer goal pads. He's got the white goal mask on with the matching M's on each ear. Face-off again on his blocker side. It's won by the Braves, and they have it behind the Magi net with Drew Condon. Condon around back behind the cage. It's picked up here by the Magicians, and Riley Opperud. Where's the clear eye-tech bubble? He tried to clear the zone on the defensive side of things. He was unable to do so, and the puck comes back down underneath the circle. Braves have possession of it. This is Drew Condon. He'll wheel and deal from underneath the circle on the far point. Sent up to the line, but out of the zone as Tanner Berger had a miscue, but Berger's got it back. Then he's met by 2 Magi, and the puck is freed, and into the zone comes Peyton Fillion. He was ridden off the play. Fired back in, 12:14 to go here in the first period. Scoreless game as the Magi have the puck underneath the goal line, offensive zone. By the way, Jake Stack and Sam Smith are the linesmen tonight. It's Nathan Medler along with Kevin Wilk that have the stripes on the referee uniform. A 4-man crew tonight for West Region High School hockey on the refereeing side. Tried to clear the zone was Nick Murphy. He couldn't. Sent in front of Odie Nelson. Murphy's got it back top of the circle. He's over the blue line, near wall, out to center, over the red, now the far blue. Murphy goes coast to coast. He fires one on. Mattern made a blocker save, and the puck comes back away to the Braves, who start their own breakout. This is Jory who crosses in over the blue line and sends it back in behind Odin Nelson, and Nelson's going to wrap it around the near side wall, trying to connect with Murphy. Murphy lets it go out to center ice, and it's picked back up by Parker Zander, and Zander moves it across to the far side wall. Braves fans wanted a too many men on the ice call on the Magi. They don't get it, but they do have possession of the puck with Nate Lillis, who pushes up into Minot high territory. 11 minutes, 8 seconds into the contest tonight. Neither team has scored yet. Hunter Cope takes it into the offensive zone. He tries to change that, comes in behind Mattern, and the puck is left back behind the cage where it's wrapped around the far side wall. It will be picked up on the far side boards by the Magicians and sent right back in by Hunter Cope with 10:50 to play. To scoreless first, puck is frozen by the Mandan goaltender.
I'm excited to see Ashton Hillman, number 16, the sophomore for the Magicians. He comes to open hockey, maybe not anymore now that he's on the high school team, but in previous years, every day for that $4 2-hour puck and stick, and he's always out there, and he was throwing some checks out there on that last shift. Nick, it's going to be good to watch him this year and see his improvement from the last couple years.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying in the Planet Pizza pregame show, and not to take anything away from anybody that is an alumni now of this Magicians hockey program, but this just seems like a hard hat lunch pail group of kids that are willing to put some time into that extra effort that we all know can take you miles when it comes to the sport of hockey. On the blocker's side of Mattern, offensive zone for the Magi, but the puck is taken here by the Braves. They take it all the way down into Odie Nelson's glove hand corner, but it's the Magicians with control of the puck. That was Tice that moved it back up to the blue line. Delayed offsides on the Braves. They get it back at neutral, and it's taken by Brecken Fay, and he just fires it right back in behind Nelson. Now on the far side wall, D-zone for the Magi. Gabe Thongfett clears out to center ice. Taken by the Braves. They'll move it back in. Glove side of Odie Nelson. Here's a drive coming off the waffle board. Odie makes a save. His second stop of the hockey game. Shots are 4-2 in favor of the Magi, and the puck escapes the zone out to center ice where the Braves are back on the retrieve. Could have been too many on Mandan. It's not going to be called. 9:45 to play here in the first. Still a scoreless hockey game as the puck comes back out to center ice, and it's taken here by the captain, Jackson Zittelman. Zittelman's going to crash towards the net. The left-handed shot was interrupted on that party by Hertz, and a nice play from Hertz has the puck back at center ice here for the Mandan Braves. Decked out in all black tonight with one silver stripe on the pants and two on the socks. The centering feed came in front. That one just wide for Carter Berger. Puck is tied up down underneath the goal line. Blocker side of Odie Nelson. Great crowd on hand, by the way, tonight to open the season for the Magicians here in the Pepsi rink, a place that has been filling up for Minot State and Minotoro's hockey games. Puck is underneath the bottom of the circle. Blocker side of Odie Nelson. That's the far wall. Left side of the radio dial. The Magicians push it. They come from the right as it's taken here by Deal. He fired one forward, but it's knocked down, and we go back the other way for Carter Berger, who's in over the blue line. Berger sends it in front of the net. Puck is knocked down there. The Magicians get it back with Nick Murphy. Clear high-tech mask on the Bauer helmet. Murphy takes it coast to coast in front of the net. Nobody home. Loose puck fired up. That one sailed off the stick there. Varelli, he had the opportunity to correct it. That was Casey Feld with the chance, but he fanned on it. Now the Magicians are going to find themselves on the power play for the first time tonight as Nathan Medler's got the interference call. Corrected. They're going to the penalty kill. Are the Magicians as Tanner Voller whistled for the interference with 8:24 to play in the first.
Time of the penalty comes at 8 minutes and 36 seconds. Here of period number one. That is the first penalty call of the Magician hockey season, and they now will have to try to kill it off here to our right.
Duffy Novak back on the microphone as the PA announcer for Magi Hockey has the call loose in front of Nelson on the drive from the point. Back up to Ryan Blauer. Plays catch with it. Across it came. Barrett has it fired on. The stop was made for Odie Nelson as he slid out of the blue paint to make the stop. Now the Braves try to set up shop. Hunter Cope trying to clear it. He can't. Held it at the line by Ryan Blowers. This is the right side of the radio dial. Down low, it's taken by the Magi. Trying to clear it. Pushed up the wall. That was Bonebreak on the clear. He gets it out to center ice, and now the Braves are going to take it right over the center ice faceoff dot. The big Pepsi logo is where the puck lays, and now it's going to be carried ahead forward. Berger had the chance, but the Magi take it from Hertz, and he'll clear it 200 feet all the way down the length of the ice with a minute 10 remaining on the Brave power play. 7:30 to play in the first. Either team on the board yet. Braves with control of the puck, taken away. Plemmel's in, shorthanded. He'll turn and fire. Mattern goes into the butterfly, makes the stop. That one was ripped. Make it Stenberg, not Plemmel. My apologies, and the play comes to a stop.
Nice play by Stenberg. He picked that off at the top of the slot, the clearing pass, and went in by himself. And with a couple of skaters in hot pursuit, he had to let it go from the hash mark. Good pressure by Stenberg on the penalty kill.
Off the draw, Affiliate in the offensive zone, pushed it towards the cage. Mattern made the save, but we'll face it off again on Mattern's blocker side. You'll like this, Larry, a student section here tonight at Pepsi Rink.
I saw that. Unbelievable. That never happens very often anymore, but it filled in really good tonight. And maybe the pride is coming back just a little bit.
I don't see any Letterman jackets down there. I'm sure you're upset about that. But
well, that's just a thing that it's not being worn nowadays, But I still tell you, War Road looks pretty mean when they walk into the rink with their black W leather jackets on. I tell you that much.
30 seconds on the Mandan power play is all that's left as it comes up to the top of the point in the offensive zone for the Braves. Odd-man rush down low now as a turning shot came in on Odie Nelson. He made the save at a point-blank opportunity for Berger. Berger's got it back, sends it in front of the cage, loose on the glove side. It's taken and spun away, trying to clear the zone for the Magi is Opperud. Taken here by Stenberg, who's got the C on his jersey representing his leadership. And the puck taken there by the young Opperud. He'll take it all the way down the length of the ice as the Magi go 1-for-1 on the penalty kill tonight. Still scoreless with 6:19 to play in the opening frame. Near side wall offensive zone for the Magi. Casey Feld, top of the circle, took it down low. Back to Murphy, walking on a drive. Came in, but it went just wide. Aiden Morelli trying to get the Magi on the board for the first time tonight and the first time of the 2018-2019 season. Bottom of the circle, away from Murphy. Trying to go back to the point to Hertz. Shuffles it across. Delay call coming on the Braves as Odie Nelson's off. It will be a 6-on-5 attack for the Magi. Now the Braves touch. It's a slashing call. And now we get our first look at the power play for the Magi. Can they break the scoreless tie late in the first period?
That was relentless forechecking by the Magicians. A very good job on that last penalty kill. And now the Mandan captain, Zittelman, comes to the box. And the Magicians will go on the power play with 5 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in period one.
At the point, handling is Opperud. Cycles it over in front of the net. Stenberg from Deal couldn't quite get all of it. Now Nick Murphy's got it far wall. Works it up to the point. Near side. Here's Deal. Down low underneath the goal line. Plemmel turned it on. Mattern made the save, and now it's set back up to the far point. Opperud across. Deal will handle here. Puck is taken away and sent the length of the ice from Colby Kramer. Fun to see in an early campaign where the Magicians are going to find that scoring touch. It sure looks like Riley Opperud on the back end. The sophomore is going to have a nice handle on things, quarterbacking the power play early on in the first power play of the season. It's coughed up here. Now the Braves are in a drive. Goal post was hit as the crossbar goes clank on the chance from Nate Lillis. Short-handed. He took the puck away from Opperud, brought it into the top of the circle. He beat Odie Nelson, but you heard the Rowdy Piper clank it went as the Magi are trying to clear down to their own end here on the power play with 56 seconds remaining with the man advantage. Up to center ice now. Into the zone it comes for Deal. Top of the circle, setting it up. Far side, back over to Nick Murphy. Into Gretzky's office underneath the goal line. Murphy's got it onto his backhand. The left-handed shot back up to Deal. Now Murphy again. They play catch with it. 35 on the power play. Centering feet a drive coming the one-timer as that one fired on, and Mattern was equal to the task on the Casey Feld opportunity.
The Magicians got really lucky there. Lillis didn't really take the puck away. It got hit at the blue line and skittered on into a wide-open Lillis, and he rattled it off the crossbar, so the Magicians lucky on that one. With 4:20 left now in the period, 33 seconds left on the power play.
Back behind the net, centering feed coming from Philly, and the puck is taken away there and launched all the way down by Justice Saylor. Out to play it, Odin Nelson fired it ahead forward. Puck is handled here again by Casey Feld, and Feld drops it back into his own defensive territory. 10 seconds is all that remains on the Magi's power play, their first of the night. It was Mandan that went 0 for 1 on the man advantage here in the first period. Minot High is going to have the same stat with 3:45 to play in a scoreless first period as the Braves come to full strength as Philly had carried it into the offensive zone. Ben Bonebrink trying to take it deeper into that territory, but it's taken away by the Braves. They push to center with Josh Moe as Hertz is back to retrieve, and then it's picked up here by the Magicians. And it's going to be Aiden Morelli that brings it back into his own territory to set up shop. Back at center, Josh Moe takes it away. Moe walks in, Hertz puts out the knee, and look out, that might be a major penalty. Hertz is now taking some heat from 19 on the other side. Justice Saylor, and rightfully so. Tatum Hertz to the sin bin. Is this a 2 or a 5? That will be the question of the day for Nathan Medler, the referee. 2-minute trip.
I think it's just going to be 2. He just accidentally stuck his leg out and actually leg tripped him at 13:43 here of period number 1. And it's going to be kill number 2 attempt for the Magicians.
Face-off on Odin Nelson's glove side. Power play returns for the Mandan Braves, coached by Leif Matson here in his second year. Off the draw, the puck rolls in on Odin Nelson. He's going to gobble it up. We'll face it off again on Odin's glove side. Nice conversation with Leif Matson earlier on tonight. I believe Leif is 3 or 4 years older than me. When I was a freshman on the Minot High Junior Varsity Club, Leif was the captain of the hockey team. The Magicians varsity program, that is. Zillman at the point. Across it comes. Handled now by Josh Moe. 3 minutes on the dot to play in the first. Neither team has scored. Mandan's got the power play for the next minute 40. Zillman, top of the circle, near wing. Off the wall, it comes underneath the goal line. Opperud battling for the puck there, but it's freed back to Zillman at the point. Cycles it down the wall, top of the circle, now far point. Josh Moe sends it in, pad save, juicy rebound. Comes back up to the line where it's taken by Drew Condon. And Condon's back behind the net with it where he drops it back off to Josh Moe. Correct to make it 12, not 2. That's Lillis. Back at the point, this is Moe. Across it comes. Drew Condon shuffles it down underneath the goal line. 1:09 remains on the power play. Opperud's got it, bottom of the circle. There's a heavy backhand, and he'll launch that one 200 feet right in on goal, and Mattern's going to be forced to cover it up. Nice job there from Riley Opperud on the clear with 2:15 to play in the first, still scoreless.
Yeah, number 19 for the Magicians didn't give the goaltender Mattern a chance to try to play that puck. Hunter Cope was in on him too fast. The Mandan coaching staff wanted to see that one wheel and keep going, but Cope kind of blew that up, and the face-off now to the left of Mattern.
55 seconds remains on the power play as it's taken at center ice. Power play for the Braves, by the way. If you're just joining us, 2:05 remains in the first period. Minot High and Mandan deadlocked at goose eggs. Into the offensive zone of the power play. Oh, what a flashy glove save that was. Odie Nelson goes into the butterfly, flashes the leather, commits highway robbery on Carter Berger. Odie keeps it scoreless with 42 remaining on the Mandan power play.
Kind of baited him into that side a little bit, Odie did, and it worked out to perfection. Baited him with the glove side and then made the glove save.
Top of the circle, Braves have possession of the puck. They take it down with Ryan Blowers underneath the goal line. Right side of the radio dial. Mandan decked out in all black tonight. They take it underneath the goal line again. Odin Nelson's blocker side down to 20 seconds remaining on the penalty kill for the Magi. They cleared it out to center with the help there of Bonebrink, and the puck comes back into the possession of Stenberg at the Mandan blue line. He'll twist it into the zone. We're down to 1:25 to play here in the opening frame. 8 seconds on Mandan's second power play of the night as Jack Plebble takes it away, and the Magi dump and chase back in behind Mattern.
The Magicians are at full strength.
Magi are at full strength as Hertz is out of the box. Heavy slap shot coming there from Tanner Voller. Sent it wide of the cage in the offensive zone for the Magi. The puck lays in the near side corner. Blocker side of Mattern. Thank you, Duffy Novak, on the 1-minute call. Here's a drive coming loose in front of the net. Blocker save from Mattern as Bonebreak sailed that one in. 48 seconds remains in period number 1. Look out in the Mandan bench. Puck is up and out of play in a scoreless tilt here in the first.
Gaping open net on that shot from the point, and just a little bit wide as the goaltender that time way out of position. But the blast from the point just a little bit wide.
Face-off will come directly at center ice. In off the draw. It's taken here by the Braves. They'll carry in with Colby Kramer. Far side of wing it comes. Drew Condon. Bounced off the wall there from Tatum Hurts trying to clear the zone, and now it's Morelli trying to feed it ahead forward. Aiden Morelli not quite as big as his cousin Mason Morelli, who's the NCHC Player of the Week for the Omaha.
He's having a great year.
15 points in 12 games for Mason Morelli, the former Minot High standout. 18 seconds remains here in the first period. Puck brought into the Mandan zone. Taken at the line by Opperud. He sends it in. Puck is tied up in between the blue line, top of the circle, near wall. Hunter Cope in there with Morelli trying to move the puck free. 3 seconds, cut him down, 2-1. And at the end of one, a drive comes from Philly, but it's up and wide. Scoreless at the end of one period played. It's Minot High and Mandan in the season opener for Magi Hockey. We'll have our first International Bank and Trust intermission report. We'll take a look around the hockey world. Larry will have all the stats for you. We'll have the analysis. Scoreless at the end of one. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
This broadcast on the Pro Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Relt's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Hello, I'm Steve Funningsland, consumer lender at First Western Bank and Trust and sports enthusiast. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork in their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know, who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Planet Pizza. Systems go for lunch. Frequent supper times a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. From me and Marianne to Planet Pizza. Space for Planet Pizza. Planet Pizza.
My name is Marshall Knop. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
ProStyleProduction.com.
10,
For the First International Bank and Trust Intermission Report. First International has you covered. Let's go back to the press box for the stats, analysis, and everything else Magi hockey.
14 combined shots in the first period. Neither team has found an answer for either goaltender that got the nod in tonight's 2018-19 opener for the Mandan Braves and Minot High Magicians in region play. Nick Hulberg alongside of Mr. Larry McFall for the First International Bank and Trust Intermission Report. First International Bank and Trust, proud supporter of everything in the Magic City. As I say that, I look at Brandon McFall and the Zamboni with a big Live First sign on it. Courtesy of First International Bank and Trust, we want to thank them for their continued support of Minot High Magicians hockey. Well, Larry, you've been around the program. What'd you say, 44 years is this year for you?
This is season number 44 for Minot High hockey, of course, starting in the winter of 1974. So that's a long time.
That is
almost a
long time.
Half a century of Minot High hockey already. It just doesn't even seem like it's been that long. But and this version of this team this year looks pretty fast. First period jitters. This is high school hockey. You know, it's not like your junior teams that play their 8-team tournament at the start of the year and they get 3 weeks of practice in before the start of the year. These guys have had about a week and a half and one jamboree, and now they get out here, they're going to be nervous. And you can tell that by just some of those passes just not quite clicking. And for both teams are having a little bit of trouble with that very first pass to get that puck on the stick and get it going out of the zone. We all know how important that is, and both teams having a little bit of trouble like that, so it kind of turns into a little bit of a pond hockey game in the neutral zone. We've seen that a little bit, but we've seen some good play too, and a couple big saves, big glove save by Oda Nelson, and the Mandan goaltender Mattern also staving off a little bit of attacks there right at the start. So be interesting to see what the coaches do here now on maybe changing things up a little bit as they head into the second period.
Well, that was my big question coming into the season and into tonight's matchup. We know what Odie Nelson could do back there as the goaltender, a 4-year letter winner for Magicians hockey. He's not a concern of mine. I know that he's going to stop the pucks in matchups like this. Up front, we've got some guys that can score the puck, a few guys that are back that have been on the block for the Magi before. My big question was the defensive core and that young D end. And I have to say that after 17 minutes of the 2018-2019 season, I think that Minot High is going to be just fine on the back end with some of those younger guys that should only improve as the season will carry on.
Yeah, they've done pretty good so far. I didn't keep my shot on goal charts that usually lets me know where the shots came from, but a lot of the shots were from outside on Oda Nelson in that first period. The defense doing a good job of keeping that slot area protected. So, as of right now, they had a pretty good first period, and the defensive core also got a few shots on net from the blue line, which you want to see, and hopefully get your forwards in there to get some rebounds and get some chances to score. So, so far, I guess so good for the Magicians and the Braves tonight so far.
Nothing to report on the scoring side of things. Scoreless at the end of 17 minutes. Minot High and Mandan deadlocked in this West Region affair. We'll come back with more Minot High Magicians hockey and the First International Bank Intermission Report in just a moment. When we do, we'll take a look around the state of North Dakota and some of the games that are being played tonight elsewhere. We'll have an update from the girls' matchup as well down in Bismarck. This is Minot High Magicians hockey.
Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Listen, your wedding day is the biggest day of your life. That's why you need to talk with Nick Hulberg from Pro Style Production DJ Services. The experience, the voice, the setup, you won't be disappointed. 15 years of big arena hosting, announcing, and DJing speaks for itself. PSP DJ Services also handles premier events, reunions, or parties. Call 833-1007 or visit ProStyleProduction.com to book now. PSP DJ Services. Make your event Pro Style.
Hi, my name is Marshall Knop. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
ProStyleProduction.com.
Hello, I'm Steve Funningsland, consumer lender at First Western Bank and Trust and sports enthusiast. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork in their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know, who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
They have tonight's call and every Nickelback album. Back to the voices of Magi Hockey. Here's Nick Hulberg and Larry McFall.
That's right. A couple animals in the booth here at Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. Back on the call for Magicians Hockey here for the 2018-2019 season. Nothing to report at the end of period number one. It's Minot High and Mandan deadlocked at 0-0. Goaltender saves for the first period. Mason Mattern made 8 saves on 8 shots. Odie Nelson, he was just as good. He was equal to 6 of the 6 that he saw in period number one.
Here's some stats in from Bob Gillen, the statistician of North Dakota High School Hockey. At the end of the first period, Grand Forks Red River and East Grand Forks are tied at 0. And the Bismarck Century Junior Varsity leads Hazen Beulah in boys hockey 1-0. And that big matchup down in Bismarck, we all know how tough the Majettes have had it against the Blizzard all these years. The Bismarck Blizzard rolled up a couple of state titles, of course, through the years. And tonight, probably one of the best performances for the Majettes so far. They trail it 2-1 going into the third period, and it looks like Abrahamson got a 5-minute penalty for checking at 15:35 in the second, so she will be off for another 3.5 minutes to start the third period. But the Blizzards leads only 2-1, so hopefully the Majettes can kill that power play and then try to equalize that game in the third period. So thanks to the Majette Facebook page for giving us those girls updates. And thanks to Bob Gillen for his report from North Dakota High School Hockey.
Yeah, Bob Gillen does not get enough credit for what he does with NorthDakotaHighSchoolHockey.com. For a guy like me that prepares the stats and gets the game information ready, to be able to walk into the arena tonight and know that Minot High has outscored Mandan 37-5 since their opening loss back in 2015-2016 here at Mesa Arena. To be able to gather that information and know that information, those are huge stats for a night like tonight. Outscoring a team 37-5 over those last 3 seasons. Mandan hasn't even come close to beating Minot High since 2015-2016, where they won in overtime. So huge thanks to Bob Gillen. Without his information, his insight, more importantly than anything, his time and dedication to North Dakota high school hockey, we wouldn't be able to gather that information. So a huge thank you to Mr. Bob Gillen.
Yeah, and it's getting better throughout the years, but I know there's still some frustration there, and some of the coaches just not getting their score sheets turned in on time. And you can't enter them if they don't send them. And, of course, finally it sounds like the fax era is over, of faxes coming through that you can't even read. And now, of course, with email, I think that problem is taken care of. But, yeah, Bob spends a lot of extra time on that, of course. And as you said, as announcers, we definitely appreciate it. It's state tournament time, getting all the information before they hit the ice at state. It's a great service to have, and he does a good job running it.
Other games across the state, Larry gave you an update on some of the other games taking place. Fargo South Shanley is at West Fargo Cheyenne. Tonight, Dickinson's at Williston. East Grand Forks, the Green Wave, is at Red River to take on the Rough Riders. Devils Lake is at Jamestown. Detroit Lakes is at Grafton Park River. Hazen-Beulah is at Bismarck Centuries JV. Thursday night, there's a full slate of action, including a matchup here at Pepsi Rink. It's Devils Lake, the Firebirds, that are in town to take on the Magi. 7:30 the game time on Thursday night. We'll have the pregame show for you, brought to you by Planet Pizza at 7:05 on Thursday evening. Larry and I will have the call following the pregame show that night. Mayville Portland's at Red Lake Falls. West Fargo Cheyenne's at Red River. Mandan has their first home game of the year. They take on Dickinson at 7:30. That's on Thursday night. Fargo Davies is at Fargo South Shanley. Grand Forks Central's at Fargo North. And Bismarck High's JV makes the trip to take on the Hazen-Beulah North Stars. 1 minute, 25 seconds away from the start of period number 2. We'll take one more break. When we come back, we'll face off the second frame. Scoreless at the end of one. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
This broadcast on the Pro Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com. One likes reading history novels. The other likes dressing up like the cat from Kiss. They're the voices of Magi Hockey. Let's get back to the press box with Nick Hulberg and Larry McFall.
Time for our second frame. Minot High will travel from the left to the right for the second period. The Mandan Braves from the right to the left. Odie Nelson to the blue paint to our left. Mason Mattern to the blue paint to our right. Both goaltenders were perfect in the first. Mattern stopping 8 of 8. Odie Nelson stopping 6 for 6. Mandan 2 power plays in the first. They were unsuccessful. Minot High had 1 2-minute power play of their own. They were unable to score. Plemmels in the offensive zone to start the frame with the puck. He tried to move it back away over to Stenberg. Puck's down low, offensive zone for the Magi, but it's the Braves with control as it's taken away by Tanner Berger. He tries to clear the zone on the near side wing. Again, right side of the radio dial. Trying to take it up into the neutral ice zone here for the Braves. It's 18, Carter Berger. He clears up over center. It comes away to Bonebreak, and Bonebreak sends it back ahead. Right back into the Magi zone. Bonebreak's got it again on the near wing. Back at the point. Drive coming. Tipped in front. They've scored. And the Braves strike first on the tip play in front of Odie Nelson. Shot number 7 finds its way through the wickets. And the Braves are on the board with the even strength goal just 45 seconds into the second.
Yeah, nice shot from the point by Tanner Berger, and I believe the tip went to number 12, Nate Lillis. We'll wait for the official scoring on that. And that goal comes at the 45-second mark of period number 2.
We'll listen in for Duffy Novak in just a moment. He'll have the official call for us. Nevertheless, the Braves are on the board first in this West Region affair. Wraparound offensive zone. Mattern equal to the challenge. Let's listen in.
12, Nate Lillis. An assistant goal was in number 8, Tanner Berger.
Yep, so 12 from 8 at the 45-second mark here in period number 2.
How do the Magi respond? A young hockey team on their home ice. We're about to find out. The Braves want to keep their foot on the gas pedal. It's Drew Condon into the offensive zone. Blocker side of Odin Nelson. Fired ahead forward. That puck goes wide. A minute 20 into the second frame. The Braves up by a goal. They scored 45 seconds into the second period. Nate Lillis from Tanner Berger. Puck comes back away at center ice. Peyton Fillion waiting to be onside. Fillion's going to grab some speed as he moves it ahead forward. Comes all the way back to Nick Murphy. And Murphy's going to send it across near side, trying to connect here with Opperud. Opperud, the D-man, into the offensive zone on the near side wall. One man aggressive for the Magi as the puck taken and fired right off the referee, Kevin Wilk. And the Minot police officer, double duty tonight, shaking his head no, in disbelief that he got nailed with the puck. That hurts, doesn't it? Back underneath the goal line. Behind Mattern. Braves with the puck, but it's Opperud holding. Here's a drive coming. Waffle board save from Mattern. Took that one with the blocker and sent it to the corner on the 10th shot of the night from the Magicians. 14:40 to play here in the second. Minot High down by a goal in a 1-0 affair. At center ice, the puck taken by Thongfett. Brought it into the offensive zone momentarily. Hunter Cope then had it, but it's taken by the Braves. They'll launch it all the way down. There's an icing with 14:25 to play at a 1-0 second period. Mandan on top.
Well, the Magicians did take it right back into the Braves' hand as soon as that last goal was scored. So the Magicians trying to put some pressure on down here to our right with 14:25 now remaining in the second period.
Face-off on Mattern's glove side. In on the draws deal. He steps in against Zittelman. Two of the better-known players for both of these hockey clubs. Centering feed. Deal a drive. That one knocked down right in front of the cage as the puck comes back away out to center on the opportunity for the Braves, but an excellent chance there as Stenberg sent it into Deal. Minot High had the chance, but it was Mason Mattern that was up to the challenge, and so were the defenders in front of the Mandan cage.
Yeah, the shot came in, and Mattern just dropped down and covered it up right before Stenberg could get there. Face-off will now be to the right of Mattern.
Back up to bone break. Far side wing. Top of the circle offensive zone. Hurts with a backhand. Sends it in with the 9-iron. It rolled towards the cage, but it's taken by the Braves. They clear out to center ice, and on the retrieve is bone break. Bone break sends it across. Plemmel touched it. Then it goes into the offensive zone. On the retrieve is Stenberg. He's underneath the goal line. Shuffled it back. Plemmel. Plemmel top of the circle right in front of the Qdoba Mexican Eats sign on the far wall. Blocker side of Mattern. Right side of the radio dial. Back up to bone break. At the point now Deal. He'll fire it in. You heard it hit the glass and it fell down underneath the goal line where it's taken here by Stenberg. And Stenberg battles forward on the near side wall trying to free it. Stenberg's going to walk out with it now. Stenberg turns and fires right into the catching mitt as Mattern went down onto the pillows and stopped it with 13:21 to play in the second.
The Brave defense is really bunching up in front of that net really well, so the Magicians are going to have to get that puck moving in the zone a little bit faster and get some flow going one way or another to try to get those Brave defensemen on the wrong side of the net.
Minot High down by a goal. It's 1-0. As you're talking, I'm sitting here just laughing to myself and smiling about how I pranked you to start the game earlier on tonight. That was
boy.
I'll tell you about it in a moment. Minot High in the offensive zone.
No, I don't even know if we need to tell them about it.
Here come the Braves back out to center ice. They fire it forward. This will be an icing and an excellent opportunity to tell you a quick story. Minot High down 1-0. 12:56 left in the second.
What happens before the game in the press box stays in the press box.
Basically what happened was that we both...
Did you hear what I just said?
We both had our headsets on. I hit play on the intro, Larry thought we were live on the radio. I sent it to him on the opening segment. We weren't live at all. It was a complete joke, and Larry's face was completely shocked with the questions I was asking him. It was fantastic.
And let's put it this way, it was not hockey questions.
Back behind, Odin Nelson. If you would have seen the look on your face, it was priceless.
Oh, boy.
12:40 to play.
It's funny the paparazzi wasn't here right then for that.
Taken away back out to center ice. Nick Murphy's got it offensive zone. Dropped off. Fillion turns, fires. And a blocker save there from Mattern. Comes back up to the point where it's dropped back in from Tice. Underneath the goal line, Fillion took the centering feed from Morelli. And the puck was tipped and went up and on to play, but a little bit of jam from line number 2 for the Magi. Trailing by a goal with 12:20 to play here in the second.
Well, now they've got that puck movement a little bit now that I was talking about, getting the netminder Mattern to move and the defense to move to the left and right of the cage as Detroit Rock City tries to spur on the Magicians.
Taken here at the top of the circle, far wall by Jaden Luck. Acree's underneath the goal line, near side wing, battling for the puck there. Acree back at the blue line, had the puck escape the zone. There's a hit from behind, and the Magi are going to find themselves on the power play as soon as the Braves touch up. Fired in, wide of Mattern, rebound comes in front of the net, backhand drive, all with just one of the blue paint as Mattern was down on his backside. And the Magicians had the opportunity. Jaden Luck sent it towards the net, but it went just wide. Nevertheless, the power play is going to return to the ice for the Magi with 11:55 to play here in the second.
Jaden Luck is another one of those players, Nick, that has played in a lot of those special teams for Minot that goes all around the area, the select program. Of course, his dad, Jody Luck, was a Minot Magician in the late 70s. So he is a player that really takes the game seriously as well. I'm looking forward to seeing how he progresses this year.
5-minute major for checking from behind is called on Josh Clark. So the Magi power play will be out for 5 minutes, regardless of how many times they can find the net behind Mason Mattern. Can they find any? They fired 11 at him so far tonight. They haven't been able to crack him. Here's a drive from Deal. That one whistled in on the twisted wrister, and Mattern gobbled it up. Faceoff will come to his blocker side. Well, when you look at Mason Mattern, the goaltender here for the Mandan Braves, he played last year in his junior campaign, 17 games. He had a .453 goals against average and an 88% save percentage. Those numbers aren't highly desired by any goaltender. Giving up 4 goals a game. He's been much better here tonight. See how the Magi power play does against him here as everybody's got their feet settled in just a little bit on the opener for the 2018-19 campaign. Josh Moe's got it settled. He'll fire it all the way down in behind Odie Nelson. Odin left it back in behind the net. He's got a white goal stick with white tape all the way up the side. Can't even see what kind of stick it is. Back underneath the net. Plemmel sends it in front. Came away to Deal. Deal's got it. Deal in the circle, dropped down. Plemmel walked out of the corner, tried to fire, couldn't. And it's taken and launched all the way down again by Moe. Odie Nelson's out next to the goal stripe to leave that one aside. Back in behind Opperud. 1 minute aggressive on the forecheck here in the kill. That's Justice Saylor. 3:48 to the 5-minute major power play for the Magi. Fillion's going to cross over the neutral ice zone. Fillion's in with a glove side. Turns it in front. Intended for Casey Feld, but he couldn't get a handle on it. Opperud's got it at the line. Feld, top of the circle, sends it towards the cage, but wide. Back underneath the bottom of the circle. Magi have the puck and the power play for the next 3:25 on the major check from behind call. Morelli called for it. The slot couldn't get it. Comes back to Opperud. Turns it in. Went wide off the end wall. Morelli's got it behind the net. Tried to feed it ahead. And the puck is taken away by the Mandan Braves and sent down from Josh Moe. 3 minutes, 5 seconds on the power play with 10 on the dot to play in the second. The Magi in front of my guess, which would be probably around 300 people tonight trying to get on the board for the equalizer. They trail by a goal as it's Stenberg behind the net. Walks it around. Stenberg, bottom of the circle, looking for the outlet. Finds it at the point. Bone break across to Hertz. at the blue line. Fired it in, knocked down, and it's taken and pushed out to center ice. Nice job defensively from Josh Clark. Odin Nelson back in behind the net. Fired it out to center ice. Connects with Murphy, and Murphy's going to bring it up through center over the Pepsi logo at center. Murphy in, dropped it off. Stunberg one-timer sent it in. Matter made the save. It's loose in front of the blue paint and twisted out to center by Zittelman as the Magicians have had some pressure on the power play. Now a stop in the play as the puck was back in behind the net on Odie Nelson's blocker side. And what's the call here from Nathan Medler?
I believe too many men on the ice, I think. And boy, this was just it's so crucial for the Magicians to have gotten a power play goal here. And now I think they're being penalized for too many men, and there goes the rest of the power play. And that's an unfortunate deal for the Magicians here, and that comes at 7:52. And that'll even things out.
Well, serving the penalty will be Nick Murphy, a player that was on the ice during the infraction, has to serve it, so that's Murphy that goes to the box. We'll skate 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. Drive from the line. That one from Josh Moe of the Braves. Sailed over the glove of Odin Nelson. Puck comes back away to Hunter Cope, directly over center again. The center ice stripe. And it's dump and chase hockey for the Magi here in the 4-on-4 for the next minute 40. Hunter Cope down low, offensive zone, bouncing puck, wrangled by Zittelman. He pushes it up to center ice. Taken by Nate Lillis, and Lillis crosses over with Moe, and Moe sends it in. Glove side of Odie Nelson, left side of the radio dial. 1-0 Braves with the lead. Moe's got it again, fires, and the stop is made from Odie Nelson. 8:25 to play here in the second. Minot High trailing by a goal. 45 seconds into the period is when Mandan got their first of the night. Puck comes back away. Moe slap shot. That one fanned on. Goes away to the far corner. D-zone for the Magi, and it's Ashton Hillman that pushes up to center. Now Hunter Cope in the one-on-one against Moe. Cope walks in, fires, high shot, rebound, right in front of the net. Sent it over the crossbar, then a crushing hit. And there's going to be some extra here as the whistle will blow. Player down on the ice. He's still down and injured. That's Nate Lillis that got hit from behind. And the culprit on this one for the Magi, I believe, is 16. It is Ashton Hillman. And Hillman's going to the sin bin. This is going to be a 5-minute major, you'd have to think.
That penalty comes at 9:04 here of period number 2. And the Magicians now getting themselves into some trouble. The Bismarck Blizzard have just scored a power play goal at 2:45 in the third. They now lead 3-1. And I finally got the goalie saves in that game, even though it was 2-1 after 2. Get this. Hellman had 4 saves after 2 periods for Bismarck. Amber Borkus, 37 saves for the Majets. So the shots were 37-4 there at the end of 2 periods of play. And now the Majets trail at 3-1.
My, oh my. Amber Borkus playing well, only a sophomore. 5-minute major will be the call here on Ashton Hillman.
Serving the 5 is going to be skater number 36 for the Magicians.
Kate Akery that will serve the penalty. Shots of this one nowhere near the girls' contest tonight. 14-9 in favor of the Magi. They do trail, however, 1-0.
And they're in big trouble. Right now, they did not score on a 5-minute power play, and then they ended it with taking a penalty with 2 minutes left in it. And now they're the team that has the 5-minute penalty on the board.
Too many men on the ice was the call on the Magi. The bench minor put it to 4-on-4. And now the 5-minute major call on Ashton Hillman for the checking from behind. Well, it's a 5 for boarding. Well, you could have taken your pick. Either way, it was ugly. Here comes Stenberg into the offensive zone. Short-handed. Stenberg turns it towards the cage and a stick save with the CCM goal stick from Matter. It goes up and into the protective mesh and out of play. We'll face it off with 7:30 to play here in the second. Minot High down by a goal.
So the first period, these teams really filled each other out. Then here in the second period, things were starting to look up a little bit there for the Magi with that power play, but now they've just got to try to survive and get through this period here as they trail it 1-0.
Fillion off the draw, took it away from Zittelman, played keep away from him, and dumped it down to the corner. 14 seconds remains on the power play here for Mandan. I'm not a mathematician like you. We'll go back to 4-on-4 only for a brief moment. Then Mandan's going to get the major power play. A drive comes in off the glove of Odie Nelson. A flutter puck. It goes into the back of the net. That's one that Odie would like to have back. And Jackson Zittelman has made it 2-0 Mandan.
9:39 the time of that goal. And that was a power play goal. Zittelman will get the goal. I don't know about the assist. We'll wait for the announcement from Duffy Dolbeck. And as I had said, the Magicians have dug themselves a little hole here now. Still going to be one man short for probably about 4 minutes, and they trail it 2-0.
Still penalty time up on the clock. It should be a 4-on-3, but it's a 4-on-4 with the power play goal there. It's off. We'll listen in as Fillion brings it into the offensive zone, feeds it in front to Morelli, and Morelli takes it to the cookie jar and brings it back within one. First goal as a varsity player for Aiden Morelli, and it's a beauty from Peyton Fillion. Two of the most storied names in high school hockey in the Magic City, and they connect for the first goal of the year for the Magi. What a beauty.
That goal will come at 9:58, and that was a 4-on-4 goal for Morelli. And in 8 seconds, the Magicians are going to end up being short for about 3:58 here, but they definitely needed that one to cut it to 2-1.
There's an icing on the Magi. What a play that was as Peyton Fillion sent it to Morelli, and he just chipped it in, but he chipped it right to the top shelf.
It shouldn't be an icing, I do not think. It was 4-on-4. Oh, it's equal strength. That's right. It is 4-on-4.
4-on-4.
I was going to take a dig at the refs, and now I can't. I made the mistake.
And if they listen back, they'll be taking a dig on you. Now it's a 5-on-4 and a power play out for Mandan. With 6:47 to play here in the second. A drive comes in. Odie Nelson makes a pad save as the puck comes back out to center ice. Fillion on the forecheck. You hear the faithful coming alive here at Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. That will be the first of many for Aiden Morelli in the maroon and gold sweater. Fired the length of the ice by Tatum Hertz. That one hit the referee, Jake Stack, and that one seemed to have maybe taken the wind out of Stack for a moment. Puck back at center ice for the Braves. They try to bring it into Magi territory. They do, but then it's Opperud that takes it and fires it all the way out and down the length of the ice. 200 feet it went. It's taken away by Stenberg. Loose in front of the net. Deal was on the forecheck. Couldn't get there in time as Matter and Polk checked it away. Into the offensive zone now for Zittelman. Turns it towards Nelson. Wraparound. Sits in front of drive. Oh, a pad save was made. Look out. Puck up into the seats. And a souvenir will find a fan directly in front of us in the press box. 5:42 to play in the second. 2-1 Mandan on top of Minot High. 2:47 left of the Braves. Third power play of the night. But boy, Aiden Morelli puts some life into the Pepsi Rink here at Mesa Arena. And we've got a hockey game on our hands.
Yeah, that was definitely needed, and now they need to kill off this 2:47 and then take it from there once they get that task completed.
Puck controlled by the Braves. Back behind the net to Odie Nelson. Blocker side, worked up to the half wall. Now across the blue line to the far point. Take it here and across from Blauer. Sends it towards the cage. Comes back up. Slap shot coming. Diving in front of that one. How about that play from Derwin Hauser? Puts the body in front of the puck and he eats it right in the belly button. Then he clears it the length of the ice. Love seeing that. Young players put the sacrifice out. Zittelman's in. He's over the line, and Sav Smith whistles him for the offsides with 5:03 to play here in the second. I think that's been one of the biggest things for the Magicians over the last season. It's those little things like that, Larry, of blocking shots and pucks high up off the glass, and just the little elements of hockey that can take you such a long way, especially at a varsity level like this.
Yeah, you have to always go the extra mile for your team, and when you do, good things can happen.
Offensive zone, the Braves are back in. Taken here by Morelli. He's got the first goal of the year for the Magi. Spins it up through the neutral ice zone. 4:40 to play here in period number 2. Minot High down by a goal. Lead pass came ahead. That one from Colby Kramer. Odie Nelson out of the net to play it. And Odie takes it and fires it from one end of the ice to the other. As Mattern's out to play, and he leaves it back in behind the net with 1:30 remaining on the 5-minute power play. The major that the Magicians were charged, Ashton Hillman on the boarding call. 4:17 to play in the second. Minot High down 2-1. Far side point handled here by Parker Zander. Offensive zone for the Braves. Underneath the goal stripe now. It's Zander again back from behind the net. Takes a Sunday stroll with it. Drops it back in behind to Drew Condon. And Condon works it all the way up to the point. Condon cycles it back down low. Braves with those black helmets, gloves, and pants on, working into the offensive zone, but it's Fillion taking it away, feeding it ahead forward and back in with it is Stenberg. Stenberg shorthanded, odd angle shot, put it off the side of Mattern, gets his own rebound, and we're down to 45 on the power play here for the Braves as Bonebrake has it. Bonebrake sends it towards the net. That one tipped in front, and it went up and just wide. Is now walking out. Stenberg hauled up with the play. He's got it in the slot, turns it towards Mattern. Blocker save was made. Back at the point, Bonebrake sends it back underneath the net. How about the kill for the Magi? Their top unit out, and it's Kyler Stenberg doing all sorts of work on the near side wall. Stenberg takes a cross check on the back and a healthy one down to 17 seconds of shorthanded time for the Magi with 3:09 to play in the second. They're down by a goal. It's 2-1, and the Mandan Braves push it out to center. They ice it all the way down, and how about the kill for the Magi? Kyler Stenberg showing why he's a force to be reckoned with here in the West region.
Yeah, he was doing a great job of forechecking there, and now with 5 seconds left, almost have killed this off here. The face-off is going to be to the left of Mattern. With 3:01 remaining here in the second period, the Mandan Braves lead the Magicians 2-1.
Minot High is going to go back to full strength with 2:55 to play here in period number 2. Minot High down by a goal. Morelli on the forecheck. Offensive zone. Right side of the radio dial. Down low. It lays on the end wall. Underneath the goal line and out of Gretzky's office. Back up to the point for the Magi. It was taken by Thongfent momentarily. But now back away to Tanner Berger. Berger tries to clear his own end. Puck gets past Tice, and now it's Thongfent that's back to retrieve. Moved it ahead to Zittelman, but now the Braves have it offensive territory. Thongfent down low on defensive zone behind Odie Nelson. Blocker side, sent in front. The Braves had the chance. Couldn't pull the trigger. Thongfent shuffles it around to the near side wing underneath the goal line. We're down to 2:12 to play here in period number 2 of Minot High. Still down by a goal at 2-1 as possession back in their own territory. Tice moves it across to Thongfent. Sends it ahead forward. Acree's got it. He's in over the blue line. Offensive zone. Spins it with the backhand right to Zittelman. Zittelman moves it ahead forward. Fresh off the bench. Kramer's in. He fires. And Kramer bounces one past Odie Nelson. 3-1. Mandan.
Well, Acree didn't make a very good hustle move on it here, and just kind of stood and watched it as it left his stick and went out into the neutral zone. The Braves picked it up and took it down in, and another real goal that Odie would want back that somehow ricocheted off the leg pads and in. And now the Braves lead this 3-1. That goal is going to come at the 15-10 mark.
Well, Odie's given up 3 out of 11 shots here tonight. 2 of them have fluttered their way into the net. Trying to keep some composure now as Plemmel's got it here, and he'll dump it back in behind Mattern. Colby Kramer gets the goal for Mandan. Minot High in a 2-goal hole with 1:25 to play in the middle period. A drive from the line. That one hits traffic as Tanner Voller sent it in.
23 from 7, so Zittelman will get the assist on that goal.
1:14 to play here in the second, and icing on the Braves. Will face it off back in Mandan territory. 23 from 7 on the goal for Mandan. Well, Zittelman's a player that did it last year. That Zittelman name's been around for a while. We talked about that in the pregame show with Jason Bennett. Jackson had 16 points last year for the Braves. Hertz sends it in from the line of drive. Right in on goal from Hunter Cope, and the stop is made from Mason Mattern. With 1:07 to play here in the second, still 3-1 Mandan.
The face-off now to the right of Mattern, and the Magicians trying to dig here to try to cut it to 1 again before this period's over.
Drive from the line, that one whistled in as the shot from Bowler is gobbled up by Mattern again. Mattern wears all black CCM goal pads.
No one went to the front of the net after that face-off win. They just stood in their place, and the shot came in from the blue line, and there was not enough in front of the net to wreak havoc on the netminder.
Thanks to Duffy Novak on the 1-minute call. Minot High trailing Mandan by 2. They haven't lost to the Braves since 2015. Look on right towards us here in the booth. That puck is up and on a plane. We'll face it off back in the Mandan territory after a Souvenir finds a fan tonight here at Pepsi Ring. Planet Pizza pregame show on Thursday night for the matchup against Devil's Lake starts at 7:05. Pros and cons to Planet Pizza being the pregame show sponsor. The pro is they're fantastic and fantastic supporters of everything in the Magic City. The con is that you have to sit here and think about that delicious the rest of the night.
Well, not if our lead announcer would work out some sort of delivery for every start of a Magician hockey game.
We could probably make that happen. Here's Philly behind his own net, 18 seconds to play in the second. Down by 2 are the Magi, trying to bring the score to 3-2 as it's taken here by Stenberg into the offensive zone. Back behind the net. Braves have it. Cut them down, kids. 5-4-3. We're down to 2. The horn's going to sound, and we're going to get out of period number 2 with 3 more goals, making 4 more goals than we had in the first. It's 3-1 Braves at the end of 2 periods played. Minot High trailing. Intermission report brought to you by First International Bank and Trust is right around the corner. This is Minot High Magicians hockey. They're down by 2 at the end of 2. We'll tell you how we got here in just a moment. This is Magi hockey.
I'm Steve Funningson, consumer lender at First Western Bank and Trust and sports enthusiast. Employees at First Western know the importance of teamwork and their day-to-day banking duties to best serve the community. I know the Minot and surrounding area high school and college athletic teams know the importance of teamwork as well. We want to wish all local teams good luck in their athletic endeavors this year. Stay safe on the courts, on the fields, on the rinks, and in the gyms. We look forward to watching you succeed. With familiar faces you know, who know you by name, First Western Bank and Trust, you can bank on us, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, my name is Marshall Knopp. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
ProStyleProduction.com.
Systems go for lunch when supper time's up front. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. From me and Marianne to Planet Pizza. Space for fun. Planet Pizza.
This broadcast on the Pro Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com. It's time for the First International Bank and Trust Intermission Report. First International has you covered. Let's go back to the press box for the stats, analysis, and everything else Magi hockey.
Well, a couple storylines at the end of 2 periods played. And a couple good ones. If you're a Mandan Braves fan, you should be happy. You lead 3-1 right now over the Magi from Minot High. This would be the first win since the 2015 opener for the Mandan Braves against the Minot High Magicians. Since that matchup, I mentioned this during our last break, 37-5. The Magi have outscored Mandan in that time frame. They had just dominated the matchups against Mandan. And right now, Mandan looking like a pretty darn good hockey team, or at least a team that's gritty. But at the same time, the second storyline for me is 5 shots on goal in the second period for Mandan. And Odie Nelson only musters up 2 saves in that middle frame. And unfortunately for Odie, those numbers just are not good enough if you want a chance to win in West Region play.
Yeah, Odin's got 6 saves in the first and 2 in the second for a game total of 8, while Mattern has 8 saves in the first and 10 in the second for a 2-period total of 18. And Odie wants 2 of those 3 back. I mean, the one went off the glove. It looked like a routine shot into the glove, and somehow that went into the net. And then even though it was a breakaway for Mandan on that next goal, he still had it so well played, had the angle cut down, came on out, and somehow it went off either his chest protector or his leg pads there. I don't know what it hit as it went in, and you know, if we talked to him, he'd say, boy, yeah, I should have had those. So, yeah, you got to stop those when you're playing a game like this that appears to be pretty close. You just can't give up weak goals like that.
The other storyline is Aiden Morelli pots his first as a Magician varsity skater. A lot of hype about Morelli, who's supposed to be one of the studs for the Magi in the up-and-coming ranks, and he shows why that talk is probably true. He gets his first goal as a Magician. What an excellent feed. Peyton Filia to Aiden Morelli, and that brought the game back within 1 at 2-1, and a nice give-and-go play there. Peyton Filia finding Aiden Morelli. That was a pretty one for the Magi sophomore.
Yeah, and he's another guy that always came as a youth to the open hockey here at Mesa Arena all the time and worked on his game, and he still does. Whenever we've gotten so busy here at the rink that we don't have too many of those public hockey sessions after school anymore because we've got so many groups that want to rent ice when school gets out. But he's one of those kids that just works awfully hard as well, Nick. So I think the Magicians, though, have to feel a little sucker punched. I mean, they were in this game early. It was one of those feeling out things. It wasn't that sharp by either team. And now to be down by 2 going into the third period of your home opener, that's got to be a tough road to hoe. We've got some scores once again from Bob Gillen real quick here in boys hockey, and once again thanks to Bob. Bismarck Century leads Hayes and Beulah. It's Century's JV, and it's 4-0 after the second. Grand Forks Park River loses, I think. I think Bob wrote a 6 there. Detroit Lake 6, Grafton Park River 2. That's a final. Of course, we've got Mandan 3, Minot 1 here after 2. Fargo South Shanley with a 2-1 lead over West Fargo Cheyenne after 2 periods. Devils Lake and Jamestown are knotted 2-2 after 2. And East Grand Forks leads Grand Forks Red River now 2-0 after 2 periods. And in that Majet game from down in Bismarck, it looks like the Blizzards still lead that one 3-1, and it looks like it's midway through period number 3.
Thanks for the insight. 3-1. Mandan leads this one at Pepsi Rink 17 minutes is all that's left to play in the opener for the Magi. We'll have the rest of our intermission report brought to you by First International Bank and Trust. Then we'll have the call of the third coming up. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey. They trail by 2 at 3-1 at the end of 2. You're listening to 1390 KRRZ and ProStyleProduction.com. Minot High Magicians Hockey.
On the Pro Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Hi, my name is Marshall Knop. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
ProStyleProduction.com.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
This broadcast on the Pro Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com. They travel together, but in separate vehicles. The voices of Magi Hockey. Here's Nick Hulberg and Larry McFall.
3-1 at the end of 2 periods played in this high school hockey affair tonight in the West region. It's the Mandan Braves on top of the Magi from Minot High. Nick Hulberg alongside of Larry McFall for the First International Bank and Trust intermission report.
There's a figure skater out on the ice here before the third period. Boy, I wish they'd let us know when that's going on so we could at least give the gal a little credit with her name. But once again, we're the last ones to know, Nick, as we normally always are. But as she's out here skating, we just wanted to, we both missed the production meeting today. I didn't know that it was a 4 o'clock at Parts Unknown, so I missed it. But we do want to talk a little bit about hockey in general in Minot here as the season starts. As the season goes on, we hope to bring on some intermission guests. We want to bring the Jordan Willert coach thing back at the end of every period, too. But so far, a pretty good outside of what's happening to Minot High here tonight. It's been a pretty good start for hockey in general in Minot. The youth hockey teams had some success. One of the teams went up to Brandon, Manitoba, and won a tournament up there at the start of the year already now, and I believe that was squirt hockey. And the numbers are just insane, Nick, in the youth program right now, ran by Brian Bauman, Jared McIntosh, and, of course, Office Administrative Assistant Sarah Sem. There is a lot of youth and some good youth hockey. We've got a big squirt tournament coming up this weekend here. Once the college game is done on Friday, the facility belongs to Squirts on Saturday and Sunday. We've got 10 teams coming in here, probably about 140 Squirt kids coming in for a tournament, so we're full bore here now at the rink. But, Minot State and the Minot Minotaurs, the Minotaurs started out the season very hot, winning 3 of the 4 games at the Super Rinks in Blaine, and now they are still first place in their division. So the Toros have been doing really well, and you're the PA announcer for Minot State hockey. You get to watch a lot more of the games than I do as we run around the facility. If we get called to do something, I don't get to watch it all. They're a little bit down from the dominant Minot State team in the past, and now they've got this big tilt with the Mary College Marauders. They've been bragging it up on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen the old Maine from 1918 or whatever year was, and then the nuns down at Mary College when the college opened, and this is the first time on the ice. I mean, they're really building this thing up, and Mary College is undefeated, and they are supposedly a real salty squad. They come in here Friday night, and then the Beavers go down there on Saturday, and it's great to have another local team from Minot State to play just 106 miles down the road.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how that turns out on Friday night. You got to keep in mind that Minot State, the Division I program of the ACHA, Mary, unfortunately, a Division II program of the ACHA ranks. Doesn't matter. It's going to be like the Bottineau-Minot State rivalry. Hopefully it's just as intense as it was back in the early 2000s between Bottineau and Minot State. Always good. The rivalry with Jamestown, the Jimmies and Minot State.
That is growing now, too. They're both ranked within a couple of spots of each other.
14 and 16 in the country. And you talk about that. It's a Minot State program led by Wade Reguer, the 2013 ACHA Coach of the Year, a gentleman in this town that I've got all the respect in the world for when it comes to running a program that way. And I tell you what, he's a guy that they're in unfamiliar territory. Like you mentioned, they're a team that's been ranked in the top 5 since their national championship back in 2012, 2013. So to sit at number 14 in the country is a little bit different, but it's a team that is definitely finding their identity, and they're definitely finding some players and putting them into the lineup. A few former magicians, and Ray Efforts, who's kind of taken over the number 1 job in the blue paint as the goaltender for the Beavers. Connor Schuster is a player that's been playing defense and forward for them. And, of course, Matt Flom, the hero from the state championship run back in 2015, is becoming a pivotal part of that lineup as well. So it's nice seeing some of those local guys having success at the college level here on their home rink.
And Mary College has Josh Colo, a former Minot High player, on their roster that they'll be battling against. So it'll be interesting. We've already got, as far as our Mesa crew goes here, we're 3 months into our season already. September, October, November is gone. We've got 3 months down and basically 3 busy months to go. December, January, February. Then, of course, you have your youth tournaments, your high school tournament. And then after that, you've got the nationals for the Beavers. And then the Toros still play until April and May, hopefully. But we're halfway through our season already here, which just really I can't even comprehend how fast time is going. And I also figured out today that I'm not getting any younger. So that's also another bad reason for the clock to be moving that fast. But, folks, we've got some great hockey out here, these games. Check out the schedules. These Minot High kids obviously look like they're worth watching. The Squirt tournament this weekend. We have a state Pee Wee tournament here again in March. We want to get Bob Gillen on this program here, hopefully one of these next home games, so we can visit about the state of Mesa a little bit, as this place is just pedal to the metal. It's like we're in the Sprint Cups race to the final 10 here now already. But hockey is very strong and alive in Minot, and I like the Minot connection. You know, you've got Mason Morelli down there at UNO. You've got Toros playing at St. Cloud. There's a lot of Minot people. Last weekend, congratulations to Thor Nelson, who got a real big award down at the Ralph on the ice at the end of the second period towards what he's done for North Dakota hockey. Mike Schmidt was on the TV being interviewed about the referees and their link right now, their organization, I can't remember the name of it, Fighting Cancer. So you got Schmitty on TV at the end of the first period. You got Thor out on the ice for Minot during the second period. You got everybody talking about Mason Morelli down at UNO. Leif Madsen, former coach of Minot High, on Mandan's bench. Brad Solomsauce, Dennis Badeau used to coach at Mandan. I mean, Minot has got a presence now in hockey from now and forever. And with this facility and everything going on, I think there's nothing but good things coming for the whole Minot program. But right now, too good for the high school team here going into the third period. They need to do something real quick here.
Well, they're down by 2 as we enter the third frame. Let's set up the radio dial for you. Minot High will travel from the right to the left, just like they did in the first period. Odin Nelson in the blue paint on the right side. Odie's seen 11 shots. He's given up 3 as the Braves from Mandan lead 3-1. Mason Mattern's seen 19 shots. He stopped 18 of them. He'll be in the blue paint to the left. Minot High starting with Morelli, Fillion, and Stenberg.
And final score from Bismarck. The Bismarck Blizzard do defeat the Majets 4-1.
In on Odie Nelson off the draws. It's taken here and fired up to center ice by the Minot High goaltender. Hertz is on the blue line for the Magi. Looking for the other defender for the Magicians. It's number 2. That's Bowler for the Magi. It's the Zittleman line out for Mandan. Here's a drive coming just wide of the blocker's side of Mattern. Puck's back in behind the goal cage. Back up to the point. Hertz has it here. Fired off the wall, near side corner. Falls underneath the goal line, and it's going to be worked away to Peyton Fillion. 1 assist tonight for Fillion. Walks over the corner, turns it towards the net. He fired it wide. 40 seconds into the third period. The Magicians are down by 2. At the line, Hertz tried to move it ahead forward. Comes back away to Morelli. Tipped in front to Stenberg. That one went just wide. It comes back away. Stenberg backhand walks out. Turns it to the forehand. Tries to fire. Stenberg moves it back up to the point for Voller. Voller sends it ahead. Now Morelli across. Fillion turns it towards the net. Unorthodox save there from Mattern. He stood up and just kicked the pad out.
Pad save.
Sent in. That one goes up into the protective mesh. A minute 11 into the third. A stop of the play. 3-1. That looked like you back in the broom ball there.
You just stand up and kick on out. Hey, I'm also glad to see that Fillion now has got Tommy's number. He's wearing number 10 now. Of course, when you're an underclassman, you have to wait till the seniors give their numbers up. As soon as that 10 jersey was available, he grabbed it. So nice to see Fillion out there in 10 this year.
Out to center ice, taken there by Operud. He got it ahead forward to Nick Murphy. Murphy dropped it off. Deal centering, feet of drive, a save, rebound, backhand. Oh, what a save from Mattern with the waffle board. It comes back in behind the cage for Plemmel on the near side wing. And Plemmel works it back away over to Deal. Deal's going to walk out from the corner, turns it towards the net, went wide. They did some shuffling of the lines here, did the Magi, to start period number 3. It was Murphy, Fillion, and Morelli to start the hockey game. Stenberg, Deal, and Plemmel. They've changed that up a bit now as you've got the top unit of Stenberg with Morelli and Fillion. Plemmel's out there now with Deal and Murphy. Centering feed. Comes away from Plemmel. He gets it back off the miscue. At the point, near side, Bone Break walks in. Turns it towards the net. He scores! Bone Break from the top of the circle. You heard the goal coach go plank. And Bone Break has the Magicians back within 1 on the 22nd shot of the night. And it's the sophomore Ben Bone Break, his first as a Magi.
A big goal here at 2:11 of period number 3. The shot coming from the middle of the face-off circle to the right of Lambert. And I don't think, Matter, and I don't even believe he even saw that. And the Magicians have cut this to a 3-2 hockey game with 14:49 remaining here in the third period.
Well, Jordan Willard, the assistant coach for the Magi, called for the puck from Jake Stack, and Stack threw it up to him. A tradition in hockey, they'll give him his first varsity goal, the actual puck that he scored. That one will go on the trophy mantle for a while for the Magi defender, Ben Bonebrake. I was going to mention earlier on tonight that I like the way that the big frame defender back there, only his sophomores, played tonight for the Magi, and he gets on the board to try to put his name into the hat as one of the nominees for our Minot's Finest Collision Center Stars of the Game. We'll have that in the Pro Style Production DJ Services postgame show. Back into the offensive zone for the Magi. It's Feld on the forecheck. Here's the drive, and the shot comes in. Nice hard shot as Feld teed it up, and the stop was made for Mason Matter.
Plemmel gets the assist on that goal by Bonebrake. And Bonebrake also having a father that played for Minot High years ago. So that's a second-generation hockey player.
Here's a drive from the line. That one from Hertz sailed wide on the blocker's side. We're down to 13:50 to play in the third period. 3-2 Mandan on top of the Magi. It's the opener of the 2018-2019 campaign. Philly back in with it. Tried to take the puck away, but the puck comes into the possession of the Braves, and now with it is Carter Berger. Berger's going to skate through a swarm of Magicians, and it goes back out to center ice, where now it's Stenberg on the forecheck for the Magi. Zittelman has the puck. It's taken away here by Voller. He steps in over the line. He has to unhandle the puck and free it, so he's not whistled offsides. That frees it for the Braves, and now it comes back to Hertz in his own territory. Back in behind Odin Nelson on the glove side, and Berger's got it again, trying to free it, but it's Fillion that takes it away. Here's Peyton Fillion. He had the assist on Morelli's goal, the first of the season for the Magicians. Fired in from the blue line, and it's Odin Nelson down to play it. Then Nelson saucers it up to Stenberg. He's in. He's got Murphy with him. Stenberg takes it down underneath the goal line, and the puck is stripped from him, and a nice play there from Tanner Berger. Back in him out on high territory. Riley Opperud back to retrieve. Sends it up to Stenberg. He dumps it in with a backhand behind Matter, and then he's railed. 12:35 to play here in the third. 3-2 Mandan on top of the Magicians. Minot High's pressuring, however. Here's Opperud from the point. Slip shot. That one was a howitzer and a headhunter. It was gloved by Matter, and he hangs on to it. We'll face it off on the glove side.
Nice glove save through traffic. But, hey, how about Odie Nelson hitting Stenberg way up here on the blue line? Good awareness by Nelson to hit that long bomb pass to Stenberg, and it almost paid off.
Timeout on the ice. We'll do the same thing. 12:27 to play in the third. Minot High down by a goal. It's 3-2. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
This broadcast on the Pro Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com. Let's get back to the ice with the voices of Magi Hockey, Nick Hulberg and Larry McFall.
Well, here we go. 12:25 to play in the third period. Minot High down by a goal. It's 3-2 in the opener of the 2018-19 season. Nick Hulberg and Larry McFall, if you're just joining us for the third period of Magi Hockey on 1390 Cars AM and ProStyleProduction.com. Nick Murphy sent it towards the net. Nice defensive play as it was knocked down there by Parker Zander. Puck goes up the far side wall. This is Brecken Fay out to center ice. Minot High moving from the right to the left. They move it across center. That time from Bonebrink tried to free it up to center ice there to Nick Murphy. It's taken back by Opperud, and here comes Riley Opperud into the zone. CCM stick. Right-handed shot, skates it down, turns it in front. Oh, what a stick save there from Mason Mattern. Opperud with an excellent give and go. Out of the corner. Here comes Deal that sends it towards the net. Now back in behind Mattern on the blocker side. Deal's down low. 11:28 to play in this one-goal third period. Nice crowd on hand tonight here at Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. Minot High in their home whites to open up their 2018-19 campaign. Mandan's dressed in all black. They look mean, don't they?
Black tends to do that.
Top of the circle, offensive zone for the Magi. The puck is pushed out to center ice. On the forecheck is Colby Kramer, but it's free there for the Magicians. Hunter Cope was into the offensive zone only momentarily, and now it's going to be sent ahead forward with 10:50 to play here in the third period. Hunter Cope's on the forecheck, but with the puck behind his own net is Josh Moe. There's a little scrum going on next to Mason Mattern's blocker side down to the corner. That's 13 for the Magi. Derwin Hauser along with Josh Moe. Meanwhile, the puck's back to Magi territory behind Odie Nelson. And on the retrieve for the Magi, trying to move it ahead forward. That was Tice. Tice is scrumming forward to the far side wall. Carter Berger. Down low it comes. Back in behind the net to Odie Nelson. Glove side, the puck lays right underneath the goal line. We're down to 10:15 to play in this third period. It's still 3-2. Mandan's got the lead. They also have the puck underneath Nelson's blocker side. Wrap around, set in front. Hunter Cope's got it, and Hunter Cope's going to start the rush for the Magi. High up off the glass, clears it out to center, still the forecheck. Braves and Zittelman have it back, and they send it back in behind. Odie Nelson's out to play it, and Odie slings it up the near side wall. He clears it out to center, gives the Magicians an opportunity to change. They go 4 for 5 on the fresh skaters. Now at center ice, the puck sent all the way down by the Braves. This one should be good for an icing. Sam Smith has his arm in the air. And with 9:36 to play, it is 3-2 Braves.
Former Monitor Leif Mattsson's got to be happy with the way his defense is playing tonight for Mandan, Nick. They hustle back so well, and they broke up a lot of plays that looked like the Magicians had a good open man set up. They have just really played well in front of their goaltender.
Off the draw, Stenberg's in. He fires it in a super quick whistle there for Medler. Faceoff will come back to the blocker side of Mattern. Referees are trained that when they can't see the puck, it's time to blow the whistle. Give the goaltender the benefit of the doubt. Here's Philly in a drive. That one goes up and over the protective mesh. Almost hit that NAHL Central Division Championship banner, which the Toros hung right in front of a speaker, by the way, which makes it kind of tough to see.
Well, that's not... There's a reason for that.
9:30 to play here in the third.
We'll get into that some other day.
Comes back to the point. Voller sends it in with just wide. Down low, it's Morelli that freed it back to Stenberg. Sends it in front of the net. Morelli's going to get it back momentarily. No, he's not. Comes out to Voller at center. The Magicians are going to need to touch up on the onside as the puck comes back to Voller in his own territory. Voller in front of Odie Nelson. Fanned on the clear attempt. Didn't get anything on it. Comes back away down to Hertz, and Hertz is trying to clear it. Morelli does that. It's up to Stenberg at center. He lost the handle. Comes back to Fillion. Sloppy hockey in the neutral zone. Now it's taken with the 9-iron and smashed into the zone, but it's an icing call on the Braves with 8:48 to play here in the third. Still 3-2.
Now this is the part of the game where you expect to see the players' legs move faster and get to those loose pucks. Neither team's doing that right now. They're just kind of standing there. Even heard a Mandan fan here yell, "Get moving, move your feet." It just seems like neither one of these teams is really running those, winning those races to the loose pucks, Nick.
Well,
there's no sense of urgency.
Mandan with the lead at 3-2. Minot High out shooting them tonight, 25-11. We're in the home stretch now. Here's a drive from Plemmel, hit the outside of the iron. 8:25 to play in the final frame. The Magi trying to get the equalizers. Plemmel's back behind the net. There's a scrum back there. 2 for 2. Plemmel's out with it. Pushes it back to the point. Comes back to Plemmel. Walks in, top of the circle, muscles his way down. Puck comes back to the bottom of the circle on the glove side. Out with it. That's Nick Murphy. Freed it away. Deals hauled down to the ice. Is there going to be a call? There's not. Magi fans wanted one. They don't get it. And into the offensive zone. This is Josh Moe for the Braves. Brings it in front of the Minot high net. Puck comes back up to the line. Sent in on the retrieve for the Magi. It's going to be taken here by Thongfett. And Thongfett fires it up off the glass. As the puck taken away by Deal, offensive zone. Deal tried to move it ahead forward. Here's a drive coming. Mattern into the butterfly. Hangs on tight to it as Hunter Cope fired it in. And just like that, the old school rivalry seems to be back. The intensity level turned up to about a 7.5.
Good effort there by Cope coming in on that loose puck. Once again, though, Mattern rises to the occasion. 7:36 remaining in regulation play. The Mandan Braves lead this one 3-2 if you're just joining us here on 1390 Cars and Pro Style Productions.
Voller was back in his own end to pick up the puck. He lost an edge right in front of Nelson. Odie played the puck up to center. Odie's like a young Marty Brodeur back there, the way he fires that thing up to neutral ice. Marty Brodeur, of course, one of the best all time of playing the puck. Big hit, power play coming. That's going to be a 5-minute major, you'd have to think. As Mandan's number 3, Ryan Blowers, absolutely creams
9:53 for boarding. 2 minutes.
Well, the power play comes back out for the Magi. They haven't been successful tonight, but they're putting out their top guns. Deal at the point along with Opperud. You've got Plemmel out there with Nick Murphy and Kyler Stenberg.
Big power play.
The captain of the Mandan Braves, Jackson Zittelman's out to try to kill it off. Tanner Berger takes it, fires at the length of the ice all the way down and behind Odin Nelson. 10 seconds is expired off the power play. 6:50 remains here in the third. Minot High down by a goal. It's 3-2 into the offensive zone for Stenberg. Zittelman hammers at the length of the ice. Odin Nelson's out to play it. And Odin's going to leave it back in behind the net. No, he's not. He plays it up the near side wall, tried to feed it to Deal. Odin got aggressive with it. Now it's taken away momentarily. Deal's got it back on the near wing with the help of Opperud. Goes to the far side of the ice for Plemmel, back to the near side directly in front of us at center for Deal. He's into the offensive zone. Tried to drop it back to Stenberg. Deal's hit on the near side wall. Puck is tied up down to the corner. 1:08 on the power play here for the Magi. They can't get anything set up, and the Braves launch it all the way down. Murphy back in behind his own net, sets it up. This hasn't been much of a power play for the Magi. We're down to 50 seconds. They haven't even brought it into the offensive zone yet. Offensive zone, Fillion carries it down. He's ridden off the play, and it's taken by Moe, and Josh Moe fires it all the way back up. Nelson wanders out of the net at the goal line to play it. He leaves it back in behind for Bonebreak. He's got the game's most recent goal. Bonebreak, the sophomore, across over to Fillion, down to the near side of the ice, up through center, right to left for the Magi. It's Hertz into the offensive zone, carries under the goal line, and Hertz works it away to the far corner. Cycles it back around, tried to feed it to Morelli. Got away from him, and now Hillman's got it. 15 of the power play. We're down to 5:19 to play in the third. Down by a goal. Fillion on the one-timer attempt for Morelli. And a nice stick save there from Mason Matter. Bonebreak underneath the goal line. 3 seconds on the power play. That will do it for the Magician man advantage. As the puck goes up and now to play off the stick of Ashton Hillman with 5:03 to play in a 3-2 third period. Mandan still on top.
That was one that the Magicians really need there. They were set up to try to tie this game with 5 minutes left. Instead, they still trail by 1 with 5:03 remaining, and now teams back to 5-on-5.
Jason Bennett standing at the front of the bench. He's looking to see if he can't talk to Nathan Medler or Kevin Wilk, it looks like. And now Jason Bennett will have the conversation with Nathan Medler. And Sam Smith's going to come over as well. Bennett's having the conversation. Jordan Willert and John Grubb look on. 5:03 on the clock. Bennett pointing up at the clock. Any idea what Jason's arguing here?
No, I don't.
Bennett continuing to have a conversation with Nathan Medler. Bennett clearly doesn't like the answer that Nathan Medler has given him. The faceoff still coming in the offensive zone.
Yep, do not know what that one was about there.
Leif Matson talking with Sam Smith now. Well, nevertheless, the Magicians coaching staff does not look impressed. 5:03 to play here in the third period. Down by a goal. Can the Magi find a solution to the Mandan Braves tonight? Zittelman in. Fire save. Rebound in front of Odie Nelson. Nelson throws his mask off, and now the breakout attempt for the Magi comes to a stop as Odie's got to put the goal mask back on. And now Odie's having a conversation with Medler, yelling at the official here.
Odie thought that he was interfered with by the Mandan player, but actually it was his defenseman, I think, that came back and hit him. A little pile up in front of the net there. Like Odie's working on a strap there on the mask to get that tight again.
Looks like he's got it buckled and back on. Faceoff will come to his blocker side. Zittelman for Mandan in on the draw, but it's won by the Magicians. Number 13, that's Derwin Hauser, the sophomore, trying to clear the zone on the Magicians. Glove side of Odie Nelson. We're under 5 minutes to play in the third. Buckle up tight. It's crunch time for the Magi. Forward it comes as Hauser is on the forecheck. Back on the retrieve is Tanner Berger. Hauser tries to take it away. Hunter Cope's down there to help. Bound to the corner. Comes back to Cope in front of the net. Can't pull the trigger. It's taken away. And we're down to 4:13 to play in the third period. Mandan with the puck in their own defensive territory as it's taken by Zittelman, and he dumps it all the way down. Shots are 28-12 in the contest, and icing on the Braves. And a faceoff coming back in their defensive territory. Mandan up 3-2.
You know, they might be getting outshot by 2-1, but I really think the defense for the Braves has played really well, in part clearing out around the front of the net and helping out the netminder, Mandan, down there. And now Magicians start to run out of time with 4:04 remaining.
Excellent play off the draw. It was Stenberg that just fired the Philly and attempt wide. Back up to the far point. Handled here by Opperud. Back over to Bonebreak. Bonebreak's going to have his pocket picked. Then a trip call. Puck is touched by the Magicians, Morelli. And we'll have a penalty called on the Magi.
13-13 the time of that penalty, and those aren't very good numbers.
Well,
they had to do that, though. They had to trip that player. He might have been gone on a breakaway. Thought it was a pretty good penalty on Morelli there.
Well, then Morelli was tripped himself, so the Mandan player is going to end up in the box as well. That's
oh boy,
Sam Peterson. So they're both in the sin bin. Will the 2 minutes go up, or will they be coincidentals and we'll skate 5-on-5? That's what will happen.
Oh boy, Mandan blew a big opportunity there to have a power play for half of the remaining game.
Ball break across it came. Out to neutral ice. The Braves dump it right back in. 3:35 to play here in the third period. 3-2, Minot High trailing in this one. They haven't lost to the Braves since 2015. That's the year they won the state title. They opened their season with a matchup against Mandan. They lost 4-3. That was in the middle rink at the Mesa Arena. It was so long ago, this Pepsi rink hadn't even been built yet. Walker's side of Odie Nelson. Zittelman with control of the puck. Make that low. He's underneath the net. Wrap around. Odie Nelson got the pad down and stoned him. 3 minutes to play on the dot here in the third. Fans start to come to volume as the puck is carried in by Brecken Fay. Fires it in. Odie made his 11th stop of the hockey game. Magi have the puck. Center slot defensive zone. Trying to move it forward for Stenberg. Then Opperud had it just for a moment. Dumped back in behind Nelson.
Just have to get to loose pucks faster. Just not getting there.
Pushed ahead forward. It's Nick Murphy on the forecheck, but the puck rolls all the way down, and an icing charge to the Magi with 2:29 to play in the third. Be quite the homecoming tonight for Leif Matson, the head coach of the Mandan Braves. If he can put his club to a 2-0 mark on the year, they beat up on Jamestown on Friday, 3-2.
I remember when he was here last year, I was driving the Zamboni, and I talked to him down there after the game, and they got beat 7-0, and he was just so frustrated losing, getting shut out in his own old town, and boy, for him to get a win and try number 2, he'd be really fired up about that.
Tatum Hurts at center ice, dumps it back in behind Mason Mattern, who lets it lay behind the net for Ryan Blowers. We're down to 2 minutes and 9 seconds to play in the third period. Minot High needs a goal to equalize this one at 3's aside.
Oh.
Centering feed from Plemmel, sent it back door to the waiting Nick Murphy. He got by him. Voller at the line, sends it in, tipped in front of the net. That one sailed up and over the glove of Mason Mattern. Now it's fired on again from Plemmel. And Mason Mattern getting a workout tonight. Save number 26 and 27.
The Magicians blasted one in from the point. He made a pad save. Rebound wide open for the taking, and a Magician shot it wide. And then in the same sequence, another opportunity and just shot it over the crossbar. So the Magicians, within a few seconds there, with 2 near misses of tying this hockey game.
Face off. Won by the Magi. Back up to Stenberg. We're at 1:47 to play. Minot High down by a goal. We're at the Pepsi rink of the Magic City. If you're just joining us tonight, a West Region affair with the Mandan Braves striking for the first 2. It was Aiden Borelli that brought it within 1. Mandan added another, and then it was Bonebreak that added 1 for the Magi. That's where we sit at 3-2. Odie Nelson's charging off. Odie Nelson will go to the bench. Minot High has pulled their goaltender to face-off coming in the Mandan end. Who do they send out to see if they can't equalize the score at 3-3? It's Deal with Plemmel and Nick Murphy. Hurts is at the line along with Riley Opperud. The extra attacker for the Magi coming out was Tice. We'll need one more.
Mandan.
Leif Manson's going to take a timeout. We'll keep it right here. Huge thanks to all those sponsors that make Magi hockey possible. Without them, we just wouldn't be here. ProStyleProduction.com bringing you the action of Magi hockey again this year. Thanks for joining us there.
We'd be here, but we'd be standing on the corner in the daytime with signs saying we'll work for food.
That would be right.
We'd probably still be here, though.
Speaking of food,
we'd be really poor, though.
It's just amazing how it works. I was sitting here thinking during the second period tonight, there was a smell of a pretzel or something that kind of came through the booth for just a moment, and it took me back to the All Seasons Arena being about 8 years old, going in on a Tuesday night in the middle of winter to watch Minot High Magicians hockey. Just thinking about that tradition of how that works and those memories and so many. You know, I said at the pregame show tonight, as soon as Loyal and True, the school song, comes on for the Magicians when they enter the ice for the first time before the game, it's just something special about the tradition, the legacy, and all those memories. Making some memories tonight, especially for the first-timers of the varsity program. Can they get a goal to bring it to 3-3? They're down 3-2 right now. They control the puck in the offensive zone. Mattern's blocker side. Held it at the line. Nice play by Opperud, but it's back up to the point. Taken here by Mo. Fires at the empty net. He's going to send it just wide. And there's an icing with 1:01 remaining in the third period. Mandan almost put the icing on the cake.
Game of inches. Just missed on that dump all the way down. And now the faceoff will come back to the left of Mattern with 1:01 remaining in regulation.
You feeling lucky, or are they feeling lucky?
I'm feeling lucky.
You are. Well, let's see if we can get one to tie it up. Off the draw, the Braves control the puck. They move it out to center. Hurts gloved it down, and it's taken here by Opperud. He goes back to Hurts. Hurts moves it across. Plemmel, far side, top of the circle, offensive zone, turns it in. Mattern makes the save on the glove side shoulder. He gobbles it up with the catching mitt. 48.3 to play in the third. Down by a goal of the Magi.
And once again, the distraction came just a little too late. They didn't get anybody in front of Mattern in time, and he saw it all the way and made the save up against the logo.
Hertz controls off the draw, fires it in. That one off the pad of Mattern down to the blocker side corner. 40 seconds remaining in the contest. Down 3-2 are the Magi. There's a 3-for-1 scrum in the corner. Three Magicians over there trying to free it on the blocker side. At the goal stripe, the puck sits, and it's going to be freed back up to Plemmel. Plemmel dropped it down to Fillion, and Fillion's got it back away to Stenberg from behind the goal line. 20 seconds in the game. Stenberg across the blue line. One-timer for Operud, sent it wide. Puck taken here by Moe. He fires it back up to the point. Hertz holds the line. Comes back up to Hertz, and Hertz is going to try to send it back in. Got him down, kids. 5-4-3. This one's going to end in favor of Mandan tonight. The Braves go 2-0 to start the year, and the Magicians are stunned for the first time since 2015 against the Mandan Braves. Final is 3-2 tonight. Pro Style Production, DJ Services post-game show. Right around the corner, we'll tell you how we got here tonight. Final score, 3-2 Mandan over the Magi. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
This broadcast on the Pro Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com.
Hi, my name is Marshall Knop. I'm the manager of the UPS store here in Minot. It's time to make sure your holiday gifts arrive on time and unbroken. It's why at the UPS store we offer our pack and ship guarantee. We can pack, ship, insure your item, and get it there on time. 100% guaranteed. If anything were to happen, you're covered, and so is your package. So ship away for the holiday. For the finest in packing and shipping, the UPS store. We're at 1940 South Broadway or online at theupsstore.com.
ProStyleProduction.com.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
It's time for the Pro Style Production DJ Services postgame show. Make your event Pro Style with the Pro Style Production DJ Services team. Visit ProStyleProduction.com and make your event Pro Style. Now, the Pro Style Production postgame show. Here's Nick Hulberg and Larry McFall.
Scoreboard at the Mesa Arena still shows 3-2 in favor of the Mandan Braves. Still shows the shots at 30-14 Magi. We've got the postgame show and the recap of how we got there at the end of 51 minutes tonight. Nick Hulberg alongside of Mr. Larry McFall for the Pro Style Production DJ Services postgame show for Magi Hockey here tonight. Well, Larry, before we get into the stats of this one, what's your overall takeaway of the matchup tonight? Mandan Braves come in and walk out at 2-0 on the year. Minot High starts their campaign at 0-1. Your thoughts overall in the contest here tonight at Pepsi Rink?
Well, I always feel on this level you're going to have a lot of butterflies, a lot of nervousness, and you might not execute as well as you want to. These guys only get what do they have? 8 days before the Jamboree to practice, make the cuts, go to the Jamboree, then another week of practice before this. So I don't expect a completely flawless game. So based on that, I thought the Magicians played a pretty good game. They got 30 shots on the netminder. Mattern stops 28 of them, and he had a lot of help from his defense. His defense did a pretty good job, as I said repeatedly during the broadcast, of clearing out the slot area and keeping all the shots from the sides. If anything, the Magicians would get one shot in, and then the defense would come in and clear it up. On the other end for the Magicians, only 14 shots on them, and like I said, Odie Nelson wants 2 of those 3 goals back. The one off the trapper glove, the one off the leg pads. I thought the one goal, I think it was by Zittelman, was a pretty sweet goal. That one I don't think would have made a difference who was in the net on that one. But Odie just, he's going to want those back. And you and I mentioned there at the start of the third period, you just can't do that on this level and expect to win games. So by no means hammering on Odin. I just know that as a former goalie myself, that those are 2 that he would really want back, and that's the terminology we use. Boy, I want that one back. I shouldn't have let that one in. And I think that was the difference in the game, obviously. A 3-2 loss, and 2 of the Braves' goals a little questionable, but I thought the Magicians played pretty well. A lot of those young guys had to step up. Morelli was a bright spot. Deal playing as tough as he always does. I just thought that, though, that Plemmel, Murphy, Morelli, and Fillion, you said their names a lot, those 4 skaters. You said their names a lot. So those guys, bigger and better things for those guys. They're good players. I see them every day. And like I said, that Morelli has been working so hard all the time at open hockeys. A lot of these players have. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about now. Thanks, James Knutson, giving us our sheets again here. But we'll take a quick look here at the stats here. Shots on goal favored the Mandan Braves 30-14.
Favored the Magicians.
Odie Nelson, 6 saves in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third for a game total of 9. And for Mattern, he had 8 in the first, 10 in the second, 10 in the third for a game total of 28. Penalties for the game. Mandan was whistled 4 times, and the Magicians were penalized 5 times, and both teams had a 5-minute penalty as well, so that was pretty even as well. And the scorekeepers thought that Mandan held the edge in quality scoring chances with 2, 4, and 2 for a total of 8, while Minot was just credited with 3, 4, and no quality scoring chances in the third period. I don't know if that
How official
correct.
is that official score sheet?
Well, we get it from our guys down underneath, but I would have to say that Minot probably had a few more good scoring chances other than that. But the game ends 3-2 for the Mandan Braves.
Goals in the game at 45 seconds in the second period. We saw the first one from Nate Lillis. Tanner Berger set him up. At 9:49 on the power play, it was Jackson Zittelman that set up Tanner Berger that set up Jackson Zittelman. That made it 2-0 Mandan. Then at 9:58, it was Peyton Fillion that set up Aiden Morelli for a beautiful goal for the Magi sophomore Aiden Morelli. He brought it back within 1. At 15:10 of the second, it was Colby Kramer from Jackson Zittelman. Zittelman had a nice game tonight, didn't he? He's on the score sheet a handful of times. So was Berger, but it was Colby Kramer ends up with the game winner. That was in the second period. Into the third, we win at 2:11. It was Ben Bonebrake that was set up by Jack Plemmel. That's who scored here tonight. Jordan Willard walks into the booth. We'll take one break. We'll get him set up to get the coach's thoughts after tonight's matchup. Minot High falls tonight to the Mandan Braves. 3-2 is the final score from Pepsi Rink. We'll talk to the coach and get his thoughts when we return. This is Minot High Magicians Hockey.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
This broadcast on the Pro Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com.
Back to the Pro Style Production DJ Services post-game show after Minot High falls tonight to the Mandan Braves. Final score was 3-2. Nick Hulberg, Larry McFall, and now joined by Mr. Jordan Willert, the assistant coach of the Magi. Coach, thanks for some time tonight. Always good to see you after these hockey games. Usually a little more fun to talk after a win. But, you know, in your mind, there's some positives that you can take away out of a loss tonight, 3-2. In your mind, what are some of those positives tonight for the Magi?
Yeah, I mean, first off, you got to give it up to Mandan. You know, an extremely hardworking team. You know, they collapse the net and take away things. And I thought tonight we just a little bit of first game jitters. There's a lot of young kids playing out there. It's their first high school game, and you got to take some positives. You got a guy like Aiden Morelli, Benny Bonebreak, burying their first goals of their career. Hopefully, it's something to build off of. And I thought we battled back great there. Second half of the second and pretty much the whole third period. I think we only gave up about 3 shots in the third. Just couldn't get one to go. The goalie played well. I mean, it's hockey, right? Sometimes things like that, you outwork a team, and that's what happens. But encourage going forward. It's one game. There's plenty more to come.
We did talk about earlier about how a lot of these players are playing their first varsity experience or finally getting out there a little more than just being a fourth liner last year. And some of these kids have, and I've watched Morelli and Murphy and Plemmel, and then you've got another player, I can't think of his name right now, just give me 1 second here, that was at open hockey all the time for years, Ashton Hillman, all the time, every day. And so I notice those are the players that really seem to take the lead tonight that Nick, as a play-by-play guy, mentioned a lot more than everybody else. You got to be excited about those guys because it seems like you have a group this year that has came from that background of coming out here, rain, sleet, or snow, and coming to open hockey and getting more puck time. And that's paid off for those guys. It's got to be a pretty exciting thing to know that you've got them on your roster this year.
Yeah, I mean, you got to throw a kid like Casey Feld in there. Riley Opperud, the kid's got a Twitter handle where what he does is he stick handles and shoots pucks. It's pretty sweet. It's Instagram, actually. But, it reminds me a lot of the group of kids I grew up with. We were always at the outdoor rinks and stuff like that, and it's really cool to see. It's kids that love hockey. They don't just play hockey. They're not just hockey players. They're not just players of hockey. They're hockey players. They want to be here. They come. They're at the Minot State games. They're at the Minotoro's games. They come out and they watch hockey. It's cool to see, and it's it's intriguing going forward. I think there's going to be a lot of growth this year. Like I said, it's just one game. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to have the 3 points in the WDA standing, but, as we were talking a couple years ago, Minot lost to Mandan the opening game of the season, and at the end of the year, you two were crying with me in the middle of it. So, it's just time to build. We got practice tomorrow, and then right back with a non-conference on Thursday against Devil's Lake, another team that's feisty, will protect the front, and they're going to work extremely hard, and we just got to match that.
Jordan, of course, talking about the 2015 state championship, and we touched on that, Jordan. I don't know if you knew this, but coming into tonight, after that loss back in 2015, Minot High had outscored Mandan 37-5 since that time, and had not lost since that 2015 opening game. Touch on some of the positives tonight and touch on a Mandan team that's pretty good. One question I have for you on the back end, how excited are you about a guy like Riley Opperud on the back end that really quarterbacked that power play for you tonight? Man, he sure impressed me, and obviously the Bone Break kid got on the board as well. But defensively, that was my big question for you guys coming into the year, and it seems like that question may have been answered tonight, that you guys are going to be just fine back there in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, you got a senior up there, Tatum Hurts. He's played, quite a bit of hockey for us, and, he was solid tonight. The kid just works extremely hard, and then, like you said, you mix in a Benny Bonebreak, a Riley Opperud, a Gabriel Thongfet, Jake Tice, and then, you got Tanner Voller, there is a junior that played a little bit for us last year and is now getting in there. He's a little spark plug. The kid winds up like a 1994 ham bomb from the top of the point, and you gotta love that. The kid shoots the puck extremely hard, and again, it's a young group. It's the only kid there that's really played some significant time is Tatum Hurts. So you got, 5 other guys that are working in there. They're working well in practice. We got to find some, tweak a few things, move a couple guys around, and I think we'll be just fine. Like I said, I expect a lot of growth with this group. We're going to be all right.
Anything changed for the non-conference matchup on Thursday night lineup-wise? Do you see any major adjustments on the coaching side of things heading into Thursday?
Right now, it's hard to say. I mean, I guess to me, you kind of got to ride with what you just had. Go there because we've only seen them for one game. Power play tonight at times looked good, at times it didn't look good. To me, there's no real reason to panic on anything like that. It's one game. The kids work in practice, but you're working against your buddies that know the power play we're running, and, they get a little frustrated. I'm like, guys, they know what we're doing. We saw tonight with that power play, there are openings. There's, things to do. We hounded pucks well in the corner, but then we just threw them to the net. We're going to work with the kids. I mean, work with them every day. Like, hold the puck. You work hard to get it there. Let's just hold it, wait for some plays to develop. It doesn't just have to go to the net right away, and I just, I don't think you don't need to, it's not like we're in Edmonton. You got to throw the jersey out and just start, changing everything. But no, I don't know right now, Nick. I mean, I would assume you just go with what you had tonight.
Sure, appreciate your time tonight.
Yeah. No problem. I appreciate you guys. Missed you.
Back in the rink, that's Jordan Willard, the assistant coach of the Minot High Magicians. They fall tonight 3-2 to the Mandan Braves. When we come back, we'll have our Minot's Finest Collision Center stars of the game. This is the Pro Style Production DJ Services postgame show. Magi fall tonight 3-2. We'll put a cap on it when we come back. This is Magi Hockey.
This broadcast on the Pro Style Production Broadcast Network is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com.
Throughout the areas we serve, First International Bank and Trust employees are actively involved in helping our customers and communities grow. This is Kevin Vigestad from First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Whether it's coaching a Little League team, leading through involvement with nonprofit organizations, or a proud Beaver booster, know that all of us at First International Bank and Trust are committed to giving back to the places where we live and work.
Let's go back to the press box for tonight's call. Here are the voices of Magi Hockey, Nick Hulberg and Larry McFall.
51 minutes settled it tonight, and it was the Mandan Braves that are walking to the bus at Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena with a 3-2 win. This is the Pro Style Production DJ Services postgame show. Premier events, parties, weddings are our specialty. Pro Style Production DJ Services. Visit ProStyleProduction.com for more information for your next event that may need a DJ or live event MC. Nick Hulberg here with Larry McFall.
And by the way, folks, I've heard a lot of good comments about Nick's work, and this just isn't patting him on the back because we're announcing partners. Does an outstanding job at those weddings and keeping people entertained for sometimes 3, 4, 5 hours straight at a wedding reception. Does a great job. So if you're thinking of having somebody do a wedding coming up for your family, the man is sitting right to my left here. Before Nick gets to the 3 stars tonight, here's some final scores. Once again, thanks to Bob Gillen. The Bismarck Century JV took care of Hazen Beulah 7-0. Detroit Lakes with a 6-2 win over Grafton Park River. Of course, our game here, Mandan 3-2 over Minot. Fargo South Shanley knocks off West Fargo Cheyenne 4-2. Devils Lake over Jamestown 4-3 as they won that one, and they now come to the Magic City on Thursday night looking for another one. The Magicians will have other ideas. And East Grand Forks, the Green Wave takes care of Grand Forks Red River 4-0. In girls scores, Bismarck did beat Minot 4-1. Shots on goal that game were 49-10. Amber Borkus with 45 saves in the net for the Majets. Mandan beat Dickinson 3-2 in overtime in girls hockey. And Grand Forks defeats Devils Lake 4-3.
Time for the Minot's Collision Center, Minot's Finest Collision Center stars of the game. At Minot's Finest Collision Center, we ensure the proper procedures are followed to repair your vehicle so that safety features are maintained to keep you and your family safe. We are more than an auto body repair shop. We are Minot's Finest, 839-0989. Corey does great work at Minot's Finest. We thank them for their continued support of Magi hockey. If you're from Mandan and in the car driving back to Mandan, first of all, drive safely. I heard the roads out there aren't exactly fantastic. We usually give these stars of the game to the local kids on the local broadcast, and that's what we'll do tonight. We'll also give credit where credit is due. Ben Bonebrake, for me, is going to be one of our stars of the game, netting his first goal as a Magi. You got to tip a hat every time you get that first goal as a Minot High varsity player, so Bonebrake will be number 3. On that same note, Aiden Morelli, he got the second goal, the first goal for the Magi tonight, first goal of the year. Morelli will be the number 2 star of the game. Credit where credit's due, though. Without Mason Mattern tonight, the Mandan goaltender, the Braves don't escape here with the win they had. He was busy tonight, turned aside 28-30 in the contest, and Mattern will be our number 1 star of the game. Any complaints with those top 3 tonight?
No, I think you nailed it right on the head there with those 3. And, boy, the Magicians had a couple shots go right over crossbars. I mean, the Minot was all over him. He made some big saves. His defense helped him out big time. And then he got just a little bit lucky, too, on a few shots that just missed that he didn't even see come in. So, and that's what a goalie needs sometimes. You need some skill, you need some help, and you need some luck. And he got all 3 of them tonight. And Leif Mattsson's got to be just jubilant down there. He came up and talked to us at the start of the night. As I'd said, he came in here last year as a rookie coach and got it put to him 7-0. And for him to leave here with the win is I just know he's grinning ear to ear down there in the lobby right now.
Firebirds from Devils Lake come in on Thursday night for a matchup with the Magi. Got a little assignment for you before Thursday. You should think of some of the best memories you have of Devils Lake and that old school rivalry with Minot High and Devils Lake hockey.
Me personally, or while I was playing?
Well, we'll have a full 3 hours of a broadcast to touch on a few of them. It should be fun.
Yeah, who can ever forget the penny and dime and quarter throwing back in 1997?
Is that where you're harassing their goalie?
No, that's when they were harassed. The fans were harassing me because I was harassing the goalie.
1997, that was a good year for you.
That was a good year.
It's a good night tonight for the Mandan Braves. They win 3-2 over the Magi. Minot High is back at home on Thursday night, 7:05 for the Planet Pizza pregame show when we take on the Firebirds for Devils Lake. Mandan's in action on Thursday, too. They play Dickinson on home ice. Larry, final thoughts before we put a cap on it?
Jordan Willert nailed it right on the head. Players are going to be nervous. Players are going to be a little tight when it's their first varsity game in front of their hometown crowd. It showed early, and then a couple of goals that I know that our netminder wants back. And you put that all together, a little bit of nervousness and some luck on Mandan's side, and they got the win on a one-sided shot-on-goal game. So the Magicians will have to go after it now on Thursday night. Get well game against Devils Lake, so to speak.
Should be fun. We'll have the call for you here on 1390 KRRZ and on ProSoundProduction.com. For Jason Bennett and Jordan Willard, my partner tonight, Mr. Larry McFall, we're signing off from the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. Mandan wins 3-2 to open the season to improve to 2-0. The Magi fall to 0-1. Redemption on Thursday night when the Firebirds are in town. It's been a presentation of Pro Sound Productions. ProStyleProduction.com. Until Thursday, have a good night, and God bless.
This broadcast, Style Production Broadcast Network, is brought to you by the UPS Store, First International Bank, Planet Pizza, Granite Springs Water, Homesteaders, Vibeto Orthodontics, Minot's Finest Collision Center, Premier Chiropractic, Ralph's Plumbing and Heating, First Western Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Duffy's Hockey and Sports, the Minot Hockey Boosters, Bremer Bank, Qdoba Mexican Grill, Souris Valley Dental, and ProStyleProduction.com.